Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures relatively unchanged at this point. We've reversed some early weakness, trying to get back to the upside. Positive phase 1-2 data, or an update on phase 1-2 data from Pfizer and BioNTech just out a few minutes ago, lifting some positivity back into the markets. Overall, a little bit of a negative start to the week, though. We have individual vaccine-related names moving around all over the place. Moderna, one of them. We have Pfizer as well to watch, and also AstraZeneca expected to have Oxford-related data coming out this morning at some point as well. Markets coming off a solid performance last week. We had the S&P and the Dow both solidly higher on the week last week, 1.3% and 2.3% respectively. The NASDAQ did lag slightly as we saw some money rotating out of the big name tech stocks into some other travel-related name, and some of those names that are heavily tied to economies starting to reopen. Speaking of those, we have some airlines to the downside this morning. We'll touch on those. We have a little bit of individual news when it comes to the airlines as well. We're also watching Facebook shares this morning. Not doing too much in the pre-market. There was a report suggesting that Walt Disney could be the latest company to join the list of companies boycotting advertising on the social media platform. It is Monday, July 20th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. And there's a look at the APAC region from overnight. Yeah, a bit of a mixed session to start the week over in Asia as well. We'll slide over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far with European markets. Yeah, a bit of a mixed session here as well. England to the downside there. We have Germany leading things higher. Let's have a look at North American stock futures, see how things are shaping up. Yeah, the NASDAQ has gone positive. Was negative when I sat down this morning. The S&P as well, trying to get back into positive territory. You can see TSX futures here in Toronto pretty flat. Brazil's open, trading lower. We have crude oil to the downside today, 0.8%, and gold back higher to start the week. Everything vaccine related to start the new week, guys. Good morning. Going to be all about some vaccine makers today. Pfizer moving early on. We have Moderna moving to the downside early on, and expecting something from AstraZeneca as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just leading the market once again. And you're going to see some electrical vehicle makers as well. And something I haven't seen, I can't remember the last time there was a fake deal possibly here with DNR. Brennan getting the fantastic news. Well, I mean, the quick news about that. Potential $1.20 buyout for a 23-cent stock. Stock traded up to 60 cents in the pre-market and then halted when the CEO said that press release did not come from them. So they had done like 50 million shares pre-market, seeing a little bit of everything on this Monday morning. It should be an interesting one, to say the least. But I'm certainly excited for it. Got the coffee ready, locked and loaded, ready to go. And Sean, I got to call it out here. You have a new member of Hydration Nation, and I don't know if these guys have a shot here, but one of our good crew has the same jug that you got there. I believe it was Lucas has got it right there. There
Not
it
the
is.
same one, close enough.
Well, it's close enough.
Lucas.
Close enough.
Join the club. Yeah, Hydration Nation's full effect. Thank you, Lucas, for joining up. But yeah, so we'll maybe we can do a little drink fest. But no, look, AstraZeneca here. That's the big name I'm looking at right now. We're going to go long through 62.50 right now. It just has to break it. Then we're going to be long and strong, that name. And I'm going to hold it until we have Friday's close, which is about 61. So if I get into that one, it's at least $1.50 downside. I think the news is going to be fantastic. And obviously, I think a lot of people will think that. We're up 2%. AstraZeneca has just been a monster for a while. We'll get to that stock soon, but that's probably the one that I'll get into very soon, breaking through 62.50, guys.
All right, guys, let's have a look at what is coming up later on this morning. We have another great educational video coming your way just before the end of the show. Valeria will have the link for you in the chat. Yeah, we're going to talk futures trading strategies that work. So how do we approach actually trading the futures? We touched on some specifications last week when it comes to risk management when trading the futures. Today we'll touch on how to actually put a trade on in the futures markets. Speaking of Valeria, let's go over to the desk and say good morning to her.
Good morning and hello everyone. I hope you had a great weekend and welcome back to the live trading show. Guys, sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat and subscribe to this channel to receive notifications when we are back on air. Please support and give us all of your likes. I'll see you later. Back to Brandon.
Yeah, just looking at that DNR Denbury Resources still halted. That one might be a while, but I'll keep an eye on that one as far as any kind of updates for reopening go for DNR. But yeah, the CEO saying they did not accept any kind of a buyout offer. Let's have a look at the top 10 traders here at Day Trade the World from back on Friday. It was a busy session, as you can remember. Big time numbers coming out of mostly Europe here. Once again, you can see 9,700, mostly European markets. You can see the wide range of markets at the top there. 9,300. Again, Europe showing up. We got to go down to 8,400 for NASDAQ in New York. Amex, NASDAQ, New York here, 8,300 as well. So top 5 of the top 10 there from Day Trade the World. Back on Friday, great session and lots of opportunities as we highlighted here. Let's get going, guys. We had that Pfizer news first, just a few minutes back. Let's touch on Pfizer maybe as we head towards the open here. How do we approach PFE? You can also look at BNTX. I noted was actually just breaking the pre-market high for BioNTech. Again, this was just an update on a phase 1/2 trial over in Germany for their COVID-19 vaccine.
Yeah, we tweeted it out.
Oh, quick update here. I just want to let you guys know. It just pointed out to me. I'm long TNXP. I don't know if it shows. Someone just said it showed short on the board. No. I've got a long here in front of $1. It's spiking up to 110. So we're going to have a nice little winner on that trade. I know sometimes, and we're going to talk about this, that little board, but it can take a little bit to update properly. So we'll make sure we let you know all about our current positions as they do happen. But I am not short that name, not at that price. I'm looking at Pfizer in the general sense that I usually do here, Brendan, in that I don't necessarily love it as much as a day trade. I know I had a little bit of success recently. It is sort of coming into this 38 to 38.50-ish top that it had trouble getting in front of before. That's another reason why you might run into some easy early resistance, and some of these higher flying names could be a little bit more exciting. And one of them, as you mentioned, BNTX, which of course has the deal with Pfizer. They're going in together here. It's only another 500,000 shares in pre-market volume, but some pretty well-established levels. It did get a bump off 91, went all the way up towards the pre-market top, then reversed at 97. So I am watching to see if we get any support at that 91 level on BNTX, and then maybe have a little bit of a buy in front of the open. Well, not in front of the open, in front of that price off the open. So BNTX I would prefer in front of Pfizer, at least in terms of a day trade. Maybe you'll get a bit of a buy the dip on Pfizer. Otherwise, I really think it's going to be more like the AstraZeneca, which has the news coming out today, that's going to be the bigger one.
Yeah, Pfizer here. We'll just check out the big board here, the market on open orders. So we do have, this is what you call an imbalance locator, guys. We have access to it here at Day Trade the World. It's obviously a very important piece of information that we use. And what this is going to show you are the buy or the sell side here of pending market on open orders. So it's not huge. I mean, normally, DNR, who cares? It's a 30-cent stock, so we'll wait for that to open up. But then you can see here as it goes, and here's the two that we're talking about right now: Pfizer and AstraZeneca right here. Also, NIO is going to be on the board as well, coming through. But yeah, just like Neil said here, we're bumping up to some problem areas. I think you still got to break above 38.50. If you do that, then it's going to be a go for me. But until then, we're going to just slow down on Pfizer here. I mean, I love the news. I think it's going to be probably a $45 stock in the next couple months. But for right now, I don't see this bumping past 38.50 right now, and then if it does, then we're going to go ham. But for right now, no. Rather look at AstraZeneca. Yeah,
and it was the COVID-19 vaccine. I'll read it word for word. The candidate showed strong immunogenicity in their early stage study. That was the Pfizer and BNTX news. Let's go on to electric vehicle world, guys. Speaking of NIO, we saw it on the imbalance locator there. We also have some Alibaba-related electric vehicle news to get to today. Let's talk about NIO first, guys. Goldman downgrading from neutral to sell. This thing's gone from 3 to 16 and back again over the past couple of months here. NIO back in action again this morning in the pre-market here, 1.7%.
Yeah, I mean,
Always
as with the trend to the upside, when we were taking it almost, you know, it was a bias to the long after it broke out that 8, even earlier than that, I would say. Sort of on the way back in, I'm sort of thinking the same thing until we get back to that 8 even price. I'm going to lean, generally speaking, towards the shorts as a bit of a bias. Other than that, I'm looking at 1150 as a potential break to the upside. If we do take a breakout trade, it will be through the pre-market high. My first look will be to see if we can't fade in front of it. So, you know, if there's any kind of a bounce to the upside, maybe we'll look at shorting off the open, 40s, 45, something in that range where it's a tight stop to that high of day, and then we can always reverse. You know, otherwise, you're looking to see if it takes out the bottom, which was such a good trade, you know, last week, Friday, of course, with the big downgrade. It made a move even before the open, and then a secondary push after that. So, you know, call it 1120 through the bottom here, and then 1150. I will reverse, but I like that fade as well. So a couple of ways to go short for me initially before I get into any kind of a long, which would be that top.
Yeah, you need to look. I mean, this is just a 1-minute chart here. Trying to find out what happened here on Friday. This was 11:10 close, so you're up a little bit here today. And there's some other electric vehicle names, like you mentioned there, with Alibaba getting involved with another name, not NIO. So we'll wait to see that. But this was a high here, 1132. We'll probably break that right now. But if we don't, that's not a bad spot as well. That's right where VWAP is, so we can look at that, or we'll just look at 1150. But 1150 had some issues there. This was early on Friday, where we bounced off a couple times off 1150 before finally breaking, I guess it was 40, and then heading to the downside. So watch for 1140-ish on NIO. But again, I don't trade it right off the open. Got to give it a couple minutes at least.
Let's talk about Nikola, guys. Big move down late on Friday, tumbled 18% late on Friday. Yeah, hit the like, hit the subscribe if you're joining us for the first time, guys. We do this every single day that the market is open. Subscribe and we'll send you a notification every time that we come on. Nikola, yeah, big tumble on Friday afternoon after the close. They announced an upsized share offering. Well, it was a combination 54 million shares / warrants that are going to be issued. So this was 18%, and then we're down 20.5% now to start the week, guys. Back to 39 here for Nikola.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, I mean, for me, it's still okay. This is what's going to happen, you know, when you're a new company and you're probably way too overvalued. You're going to have to offer shares. Part of the deal, obviously, was warrants as well. So people that got involved early in the stock got warrants. They're exercising those things, and then you get down here. Big downside move here, guys, 21%. I think long-term is probably a decent pickup down here just because we've been down here before. And if you see the daily chart, this is why it's not really so much of a panic. We were just down here 4, 5, 6 days ago, down to 40. But now we've broke it, and we're coming up to that little $30 level that we kind of came out at, $32.50 down here. So we do have to watch out for that as a downside. But for now, I think it's okay. I think eventually it gets back up into the $50 range. But for today, yeah, we've broken VWAP. We're heading southbound. All the volume seems to be coming to the south side. I look for a Nikola long, but I don't, you know, again, until it breaks through something like a 40, some sort of an even psychological level, then, I mean, Nikola just could, it really just could keep falling. I mean, people are going to exercise their warrants. They're going to come off. They're going to sell some of the shares that they have, and that's just what's going to happen to Nikola, and it's going to keep going down until eventually they have that release of, what's their car called again? Badger, I think, the Badger. So Nikola Badger coming soon, but sell your shares while you can.
Yeah, the first thing you think about for defending, if you can even try it, is going to be about 35.67. That's where on the second day you had that massive ramp to the upside. And from there, it's going to be that 32.50 that Sean just mentioned. Otherwise, you know, you play for some downside momentum. If a bottom forms, fair enough. But I would rather defend one of those two prices, which are like $3 away at this point. So if we get consolidation at 35.67-ish, I'll be all over that. But until that happens, no mas.
All right, guys, let's go to Facebook. Really, I mean, if you look at the daily chart on Facebook, bit of a mess, kind of choppy all over the place. We are opening lower this morning, not a heck of a lot of volume, but it is lower from Friday's close. Over the weekend, the Wall Street Journal reported that Disney could be the latest company to add their name to the list of companies boycotting advertising on the social media giant's platform. So as I mentioned here, yeah, not a lot of volume in the pre-market, but we are lower for Facebook to start.
Yeah, Facebook.
Yes,
I mean,
I just want to give a quick shout out. OJOVO, thank you very much.
Yeah.
We just got a super chat from you. Microsoft, we'll definitely talk about that name there. I know Sean always has something to say about Softy. Facebook for the day trade outside of Look, I apologize for this wick here, but outside of a few moves, usually sometimes in the afternoon, you did have a good sell-off in the morning on Friday. A lot of times I'm not super in love with it, but the tight range in the pre-market gives you an opportunity to maybe take a breakout. And anytime you see that, I do like it, but only 100,000 worth of volume. I don't know if it's going to be the first place I'm going to jump to on my list. I had 242 written down for a break if we're heading northbound, so I'll take a crack at that. I don't know that I'll love it the most out of some of these names here. Sean already mentioned AstraZeneca, and as Brennan said, these COVID vaccine names are really, really the volatile ones for the day trade, I think, today.
Yeah, OJ, I know you're getting ready to get locked and loaded. You told us about those Tesla calls. Let us know if you've gotten into those yet. That could be spicy. Yeah, Microsoft here. I looked at this level. It was 205.80 or so to the top side. We made that before. If you drop down a 10-minute chart, should be a little bit better. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I would have liked to have it loaded up here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is Microsoft. Good call there, OJ. You know I do love that stock. This is kind of the stuff I'm talking about right here. You got to get above. This is 205.50. That's right where we are right now. So then I like this little break, 206.20, maybe even this top here, which is 206. But if you come down a little bit lower, you sort of have some bunched up areas here. I mean, you can get a breakthrough 205.70. So I would just say watch out. I'm not even sure why Microsoft. I know they report, I think it's tomorrow. So that would make sense why they're up a little bit. It's tomorrow or Wednesday. But Microsoft up 1.1% here, probably ahead of earnings, probably going to blow it out. But we'll wait to see. I do love 205.75, OJ, for the long.
All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about AstraZeneca here. Sean, you mentioned it early on through that high. Yeah, the data from the Oxford study expected at some point today. I mean, expected to be on the positive side. Obviously, AZN was sharply higher on Friday. It's worth noting that we are above that high from Friday, looking to break pre-market highs even as we speak, guys.
Not quite. I think we had 62.50 or so. So we're very, very close to that top. I know there were some prints in dark pools there. I think we hit 62.35. So very, very close to that Friday top at 62.50. That's the level that looks like a breakout for me. And then fading maybe 61, a little bit of support. I did see some volume down there earlier. A lot of times you're looking to see if you can't fade the news here. The entire space is pretty strong. So I have one long in TNXP. I'd probably take this breakout in AstraZeneca as well. And by the way, someone just mentioned NEO at 1140. I'm not fading in the short in front of 1150. That's an open play for me. It's a breakout still through that pre-market top, but I won't short it until we get an open and then a test of that price.
See, okay, I'm changing my trade here because AstraZeneca here had a resistance basically at 62.40. So I changed it from 62.50 to 62.40. Look, I just want to be long this name. It should be obvious to everybody who's been watching the show or who hasn't lived under a rock for the last little while. AstraZeneca, here it comes rifling back upside. We may get into this before the market opens, which is never a good sign, but I do want this price. So if we can get 62.50s, we'll take that. Then we'll get out somewhere down here, like I said, about a 61 break. Look, I do like it. I don't know why I would be short this name other than the fact that the results could come negative, which is obvious. And then there's also something that always does happen where you buy the rumor and then sell the news, right? So when it comes out, let's just say the results aren't as mind-blowing as they are expected to be, then obviously you'll get a little bit of a sell down, but you do have the 700,000 while 650,000 share buy imbalance. So that sort of helped keeping the stock up right now. That's why I want to get in after the market opens, but if I have to, we'll take some shares here, a couple hundred shares on a break early, and then we'll see what we can do if it keeps going to the upside, even 62.50. So 62.40, I like it. If we break 62.50, then I like it more, and then so on and so forth. So let's just wait. We'll keep our ear to the ground on AstraZeneca today, guys.
All right, guys, I want to get to some of the travel-related names. We saw, again, record COVID-19 cases over the weekend in the U.S., specifically Florida popping up once again, both days above 10,000 cases per day. Let's shift over to the airlines. It's worth mentioning, though, guys, Halliburton reported this morning in the oil field services sector, 5 cents per share below estimates, revenue below as well, but the stock was higher. Noble Energy as well, moving big time move to the upside. Chevron buying Noble, $5 billion all stock deal. So important to note there. NBL and CVX buying Noble, $5 billion all stock deal. Let's talk about the airlines though. Delta on Friday saying that they will avoid furloughing any additional staff. We also had news from Southwest this morning announcing that 25% of their pilots have now accepted either early retirement or voluntary leave packages. So that equates to roughly 2,500 employees, guys. So we can look at DAL or Southwest if you want. I just had a look at AAL, not really doing anything, but worth watching these again today.
Yeah, I mean, you can see on my board here, Delta literally flat. It's only done 200,000 in pre-market volume as well. So they're not necessarily moving a heck of a lot, but I was looking at least one level on American Airlines here. For me, I was looking at a 12 quarter level, and this is a bit of a hump from Friday's action. It tried to get back above here after the opening rush. It could not do so. That would be a nice little fade opportunity for me in front of 1225, potential breakout through that price. Just sort of show you on the daily chart. It's starting to really consolidate down here around this 12, even trying to see if it can't ramp up. So I'm going to look at maybe a 1225-ish break off at the open. Otherwise, it's going to be like a short in front of it. Just also worth noting, I still have some of that TNXP at 104. I did get a bunch out, in the teens all the way up to 117. I think it got to 133 is the top. So I'll probably be all flat if it ever gets to that price.
Okay, and I did want to give a big shout out here. I know we missed some, and I tried to scroll up and missed it, but Michael Yax, thank you so much for becoming a member. And there was another one here somewhere that I missed. Yeah, George, here we go. Thank you so much, Jorge or George. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And guys, you can also become a member just by hitting that little join button down there. And we have a little graphic for that. Maybe we can hit that at some point. You'll be able to, support us with little emojis. It's $5 a month, guys. If you can, that would be greatly appreciated. We're putting the show on now for you for free. So that'd be great if you could help sponsor us. And yeah, it means a lot if you did that, and some fun emojis and different things like that. So that's that. Some people asking also, it's not on our list, so we got to go quickly here. Virgin Galactic here, yeah, now making that move back to the upside. You're probably asking it because we've been crushing this name. I would just look for, 2480. That's the high. I don't think we're going to get there. This stock needs news. We know that. So I don't know. I'd like to fade probably any move that comes up here. Maybe 2450. We'll try to sell that if it does come through. But if you do sell 2450, you have an out. So it's pretty easy, 2480. So I would like to sell down space today, just to let you guys know. Not as bullish on that one. I don't see any specific headlines. Could be wrong, though. If something pops up, then we'll change our mind.
Worth having a look, guys, at Moderna before we get over to Arun. Worth mentioning as well, guys, that Tonix, Neil was mentioning TNXP, teaming up with Columbia University on developing treatments for COVID-19 patients. So that was the news on TNXP. Moderna, though, guys, went from green to red in a hurry. JP Morgan with the downgrade today. This is obviously ahead of this AstraZeneca data. Obviously, Moderna here, mRNA, another vaccine-related name, but still making new lows as we speak here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Just have a look at Friday's action there around this 82 level. Really teetered in on the close. Thursday's action teetered in on the close and then ramped up from that price. So it looks like there's probably going to be a little bit of support, $4 or $5 down from where we are trading 87 right now. I was shorting this name even on the way up, somehow successfully there. And again, if you have a plan, I think you can be okay. But I actually might take a shot here if we get any kind of a floor at around 81 bucks. But pay attention to that news. Anything comes up from AstraZeneca is likely to move the entire space, and we are all waiting for that data to come out. So make sure you're watching that lower third. Brennan's going to come live when it does happen if you're trading any one of these names, especially Moderna.
Yeah, thank you, Victor, our Swiss friend. Thank you so much for that. We wish to have a good week as well, and I wish you a good week. Thank you for that super chat right there as well. So thank you so much, Victor, for that. Everything helps, guys, so that is fantastic. Yeah, okay, Moderna, you just hit it there. I like all of these stocks. We talked about getting into an ETF, IBB. That might be a better one if you don't want to keep playing all of these games. I have yet to do that, but here comes Moderna. Bottoms out there at 86, now heading to 87. So just watch out. 7 minutes till we open up, guys.
All right, guys. It's worth getting to Alibaba here if we can. Maybe, Sean, we can touch on Alibaba. There's a couple of stories on Alibaba. They have backed electric vehicle maker XPeng, another Chinese-based EV maker, who also raised an additional $500 million in funding. They also said that Starbucks will expand their order app on multiple different Alibaba platforms. So a little bit of Starbucks news, a little bit of electric vehicle news for Alibaba today.
Nice. Alibaba in the AWS and stuff like that. That's Amazon Web Services, of course. But now Baba streaming a few things with Starbucks there should be good. And then more EV news. I mean, look, Alibaba just continues to be a beast. We did talk about its pullback recently. Now today, obviously, you're right back to the upside here. 270 was the high. For some reason, we pulled back down to 240 on that Ant Financial talk. So there's a lot of steam behind Alibaba. Ant Financial and now this EV name and now more into the cloud, it seems like, with Starbucks here. So 260 top. What is this little bottom here or top here? 261 quarters. What are we at? 256. So we're still a while away, man. I mean, I don't really see anything here. Too choppy, down to 247 the last couple days. So today, yeah, I don't really. I mean, unless we take out 257, which we could do, I'm going to wait for Alibaba to give us a little bit of range bound. But yeah, definitely a name to be played. I'd love this name at 260.
All right, guys, we'll shift over to Arun and have a look at the overall market. We'll get some levels to keep in mind. When it comes to the futures, Arun, we're trying to get back to positive here, but a bit of a struggle once again today. Almost feels like this market needs some sort of catalyst here.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this thing's gone sideways. It's been since, I think, Thursday now that I haven't really done a whole lot. The levels are still the same from Thursdays. 30, 32, 35 on the top, 31.70 on the bottom. I'm doing a whole lot of nothing in between. If we can get a good risk-reward ratio on a trade, I'll take a short, maybe. We'll see. Right now, we're not doing a whole lot. I think it's going to be all about Wednesday and Thursday when Microsoft and Amazon come out, and Tesla as well, and provide some catalyst, right? That's going to be the big movers, the volatile movers. That's going to move the market. That's where looks like that's what we're coiling up to do. But whatever direction we decide to go in, given how long we've spent going sideways, I think the move is going to be that much bigger when we actually decide to go. So hopefully we get some trades throughout the day. Again, like I said, 32, 35 on the top end. If I can get a good risk-reward ratio up there and it sets up nice, I might take a short. If it breaks out, sure, I'll take the long as well. But right now we need some volume to come in, and hopefully these, at least this week, hopefully we start to get some movement through these big guys coming in with the reporting. So that's right now, a whole lot of nothing. So I'm just going to be waiting here just like I've been doing every other day. But you know what? What I am noticing is the NASDAQ is actually starting. The tech market is more volatile. It is actually starting to put in some moves, though. So, I mean, if people want to trade the futures, I think the NASDAQ futures for the time being is the place to go because there's a lot more opportunity there than the ES. ES is doing a whole lot of nothing right now.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. Yeah, big name earnings reports coming this week. So the market possibly just setting up for a move ahead of Tuesday. I checked. Microsoft is Wednesday after market as well. BOXL, big mover last week. We had a huge multi-day move to the upside, 12.5% to the downside today. No additional headlines on this one, but kind of that, you know, first or second type of red day here. Friday was really the first red day, but also moving to the downside again today. 350 up here and then 375, a couple of levels to look at. Already looking like it might want to break to the downside for BOXL, guys.
Thank you there, Brennan. And trigger into AZN actually broke that 62.50, so I got a little bit long here. Got an early trigger on a bad wick, I think, and so you see my price a little bit better than that 50 mark, which a bit of a happy accident there at 48. I still have some of that TNXP. We only have about 2 minutes to go here, guys, so certainly a lot to get to. We are looking at AstraZeneca along through that 62.50. I do want to quickly jump back to NEO with only 2 minutes in. We did outline a little bit of a plan here. It is making a run at that 11.50. That's a break for me, but I am going to try fading in front of it on first look. And just, whoa, just got some shares out on TNXP, up at 116, 117, so that's up at 120. Already have a nice winner on that long 104. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. We're already long and in charge here on AZN like we thought we would be. So here we go, guys. We're long right now, 62.43. A couple outs are, we just took some out 55s there. So again, pre-market, this is what we wanted. We wanted the 40 break. We got the 40 break. So now we'll wait to see what happens here. Out 55s so far, out of just small, like 20% for that 12 cents. So then we'll wait to see what does happen. But I mean, here we go. Let's just wait. I mean, I think this thing could really get going. So we'll see. I think above 63 today. Here we go. We're already ripping to the high side right now. My next out should be 62.90s. We'll get out a little bit ahead of 63, and then we'll bang. We'll wait to see what happens, and there it is. An early bang for you guys to start the day off with AZN moving to the upside right now. We're long 43s. I hope it shows it on the board. Yes, it does. So there we go. Nice little position there. You can still get it now. I mean, it's just bouncing around here. We did take some off. You have to remember that there is this market on open and balance here. So down to 600 200,000 shares. So hopefully that'll come off, and then we'll see what happens to the downside here. 61 or so breaks, then we'll get out. But for now, we're cruising for a nice little win to start the day off, and hopefully that's a sign of good things to come, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys once again, if you see the position board, I apologize. I am not short TNXP at 118. I just got some shares out at 118. Got some shares at 121 and 122. I'm long at 104. So long TNXP at 104. It's heading towards that top. A 133 high. I'll be out of everything in front of that quarter and in front of that 133. Already a big win on that one. But here goes AZ. I'm not getting anything out until in front of 63. Valeria is on the bell. We're dropping the countdown. It's another week. It should be a good one. It's already successful, at least 2 for 2 action. But here we go. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This market is open. Let's go. Give me that 63 on AstraZeneca. We didn't get to HTBX. We'll talk about that one in a second, approaching $3. But here comes $1.25 already on TNXP. So quick, 20-cent winner on this name. We've been getting out of it in front of this level already. Just got some shares out of know what. I'm going to hit the hot dog already, guys. AstraZeneca through 63. Big win already, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Take out the big stick and hammer that one. So we're already hella long and hella in the money. So yeah, to say it's been a bang morning, I mean, here we go. Let's go get to 50s. Come on, 50s. Here we go. A quick little dollar win here on AZN to go. So bang, there it is. A nice little dollar. And Superman has returned. We are here. I hope you have that one, Ed, as well. Ed back in the building right now. We'll keep going longside here. What a trade. 62.43. Guys, you don't need to look at anything else. Just watch this trade. I was banging this trade out all morning to you guys, telling you AZN, 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 no Pfizer, AZN, and there it is. Nice little $1.50 win to go. So we're starting our day off huge already, guys.
Watch out for another runner here. HTBX tried to take the top off here. I'll get you guys back to that TNXP, which rolled over at 1/4. We still have some on. But look at 305, a top on HTBX. AstraZeneca, the next leg out for me is going to be probably in front of 65 even. You know, just hang on to the last little bit for the big run. But I'm going to take a short in HTBX in front of that top and then see if we can't reverse to the long at 305, guys.
And there it is again, AstraZeneca, guys. We still got a little bit of this one, 30–40%. We're already pretty huge here, so that's why we don't have any other trades on. 62.43, taken in the pre-market. Bang, all the way to the upside. Let's go. Just hit 65 there. Your boy is on fire right now. What a big day here for AstraZeneca and anybody long that name. We can check on an Alibaba, but right now we're just cruising with AstraZeneca. Did not get more long at 62.50 because they all sort of hit at the same time. So we'll wait to see on this one now. Maybe take another long if we can break back above 64 again. But wow, what an explosion to the upside. 65. Got to get some orders out there to take advantage of that one.
Yeah, I just got all mine out at 64.72. I'm not short. That's me covering the long. I'm flat on that name here. Looking at 11.50 still on NIO. It just rounded back up towards that top. It's going to be a break through that high of day. Pre-market says 11.53. You can take that. I'm going to try fading it first and then jump into that long trade if it does break that pre-market top. But the first look is going to be fading the short in front of that high. Brendan, what do you got for us, buddy?
Another one we didn't mention, guys. Another vaccine-related name, Sorrento here. SRNE back to this 850 level. If you remember, beginning of last week, we were trading this thing around this 850. So rejected right now at 850 for SRNE as well.
Let's go NIO. We're going NIO big time right here now as well. NIO long through 50. Here we go. Out some 57s. Now let's go to 58, man. We are just on fire today. Let's just keep on going to the upside now if we can. More. NIO. Bang! Look at NIO go. Here we go, guys. Nice little trade to 68. We're long here 53s. So decent opportunity to get some out here on NIO. Wow, what a good trade on that one, guys.
HTBX also broke the top. So long NIO on the reversal. Long HTBX as well, as that took out that 3 even. Still have long TNXP. It's only longs for me. The market's barely moving, but you're getting some big time runners. You can see my NIO executions, NEO executions through the top there. I'm going to take some out in front of 11.75 when we get it, but I got to get you to HTBX, which is another one of these breakout trades through the high of the day. 307 we got on a 305 break. We're going to start taking this one out in front of 3/4. Look, it's just been all wins for us here. It's Superman action. I am still in TNXP. That continues to pulling back in. I'm actually taking more long if it bounces to 110, but 320 we're now looking at on HTBX, running this one to the long side. So look, the party continues to run here. I don't even know what to say about this. It's just all long breaks so far, and these virus names are going gangbusters for us.
Yeah, they've just been monstrous. Here we go. This is coming back downside AZN. That's why you clear all of that out. Big order here at 62. What's up, Brendan?
Another one, electric vehicle related, guys. DTTW Holdings, if you remember way back on the daily chart, this day here, we were trading this thing over the coming 2 or 3 days as well. They announced a new electric vehicle charging station product line today, guys. So up 122% on that, guys.
Nice.
And here comes a bit of a pullback on HTBX. I am now out of about half of my position on this pullback. Next time it goes to 20s, we'll take some more out there. But holding half at this point, it's already a nice win. And same thing with NEO here. I still have just, if this will load, oh, apologies. We have a crazy, crazy order up here. Let's get rid of that. That's skewing everything. But we are holding a little bit. My charts are messed up. We're holding a little bit below that 1180 mark. I still have over half the position on the reverse breakout. 12, of course, would be that next round number that we like. Pullback, we're talking 1160, 1155-ish range, but it doesn't look like that's going to be in store. We're going to take some more shares out in front of 85, and then, of course, 90. HTBX, NEO, and TNXP to the long side, all three of them deep in the money right now, although HTBX might give us a reload.
Yeah, out some NIOs there at 82, so that's going to be a big trade, obviously, as you guys can see that going through. Okay, AstraZeneca coming back now. We'll take that long one more time, 62.40 if it does test it. We're out now. I have small shares on that one. Rang the register on that. That was a monster trade there, so hopefully it's been a roller coaster on AZN. We will wait for that news to come out very, very soon. My Microsoft trade, I guess we talked about that one, but the market went upside, but Microsoft came back down. So look, it's back into choppy zone right here on Microsoft. So we'll probably stay a little bit away from that one. What's up, Brandon?
Yeah, right on cue here, guys. Some first headlines coming out here as far as the AstraZeneca news here. Looks like it did. Their vaccine candidate here showed acceptable safety profile. They're talking about boosting antibody responses in those tested as well. So I'll keep reading through this, but it looks positive so far, guys.
Yeah, you know what? I'll go with the Mortal Kombat on that one. My out here, AstraZeneca 64.72, high a day is 65. I did mention maybe there'd be support at 61. That just broke. I would look at this next pre-market level at 60. That's going to be the first look for me if we can have any kind of a floor. Looks like they're selling this news rather hard. That's why I like taking this one out. We said 65. We took 65. I am still in TNXP. HTBX is back to flat. NEO is back to flat. I'm looking to reload both of them, but that TNXP is one I have to manage here. I have probably more shares than I would normally have in this type of a situation before the pre-market for a trade. It is going back up towards this $125. Remember, I'm going to be all out in front of 130. That pre-market top, I want to make sure I'm all out of it in case you get that high break through 133. That's a secondary play. The pullback long in front of 1 is another play we can make. So there's no reason to, you know what I like to say, look a gift horse in the mouth. You got to take these profits when they are there for you. So I'm going to get more out of TNXP in front of a $1.25.
Facebook falling down like we mentioned there today. Not great news for Facebook. So let's go back over to Facebook and have a quick look. Our NIO guys, great couple outs up here, 80s, 70s, and so on and so forth. Now falling back to the downside. So we will wait to see on Facebook news, but sorry, on NIO, but that's fading through. Facebook I wanted to get to, but my chart didn't go. There we go. Yeah, what a big fall here, down to 236. You got to watch out, man. These are some of these kill levels right now. 236 breaking. Let's try a short Facebook, guys.
Yeah, and just getting back to NIO here, you are going to see it pull all the way in. I mean, like, it did take some shares out in front of 1185. I did get some on the way back down at about 1168 for profit, and now we're rounding back into this opening range. So I'll take a stab, loading some more shares in front of 1150, but I'm not going to let that level go. If it takes it out, all well and good. We did play the breakout. It's been a downtrend, so I was initially favoring shorts, but you get a breakout, you get a breakout. I'll load a few more shares back up here, but it's TNXP and NIO to the long side. I wanted to get you guys to Nikola. I know a lot of you have been watching this name. Down now 20%. It made a valiant effort off the open, trying to get through this level here at 40.50, failing, snapping right back down. I'd look for this low break, 38.25 or so. If it takes that out, I would jump into the shorts. But I think you got to give it a shot here. Pulling back in front of it, does Nikola have the juice to hold a level like that? Well, it's only 50 cents worth of risk on the long, and you're reversing. Well, I'm reversing short anyway, so 38.25, I'll be short on Nikola, but I might take one shot with a bit of a long bounce if we can get anywhere close to this 40 on a retrace.
Okay, guys, we just took a nice little 30-cent win there on Facebook, and now we'll wait to see what it wants to do here. Facebook is a violent stock, so we go short 236, out some 236.60s there. So that was roughly, what's my price? 90s. So we got 90s, then we got out some 60s there. So my trade list is a little bit messed up. So we'll wait to see on that one to see how far that one went downside. But nice little 30-cent win on Facebook. And now we'll give it all the way back to VWAP here as, yeah, they got to figure that stuff out. What's up, Brendan?
My chart is frozen, guys, so we'll use a daily chart. Halliburton here, just wanted to mention, broke through some significant resistance there, and also the pre-market high after that positive earnings report. Earnings were actually below expectations, but the company did say that they're seeing increased demand already for their services as things start to reopen, guys.
Okay, guys, I did a bit of a reload here in NEO, and we'll floss that one off. We got that 1160 on the way back. I let it bounce off 1150. 53 was actually that pre-market top that I was looking at there. So when it bounces off it, we take the quick little long. We get a nice little quick scalp 10, 15 cent trade up there. Look, if it gets back to that 1185, I'm likely to take a bulk of it out, maybe play for a 12 even break at some point. I did jump into that Nikola, and again, I'm going to be shorting it through that little break of the low if we do get it on Nikola. But I wanted to take one shot to see if it can hold, and if it does, look for a retrace back into this VWAP and 40. Otherwise, we're going to be jumping into that short. We did pay for the privilege to go short in Nikola, so a couple of all longs actually still. NEO on the reload. Haven't reloaded TNXP. That's still in the money for us. 104 long we've had all pre-market, but Nikola looking like it's about to test that bottom. Let's see if it can hold. Brennan, what do you got?
A halt here for Moderna, guys. mRNA volatility halt. Yeah, big time flush on that. AstraZeneca news went all the way down to below 84. So mRNA halted right now, guys.
Not good there for mRNA. Okay, but we did reload up on some Facebook there, like we talked about, 237.50s, 237.60s. Now we're coming back to the downside and back into the money a little bit here on Facebook. I still think we can get lower, so let's wait to see here. I mean, obviously this vaccine news is good, but not great. So I don't know, will the tech destruction continue? Last week, some of these stocks down 5, 6, Microsoft down 5%, I think Amazon down 7%, and now we come in with some negative Facebook news here today, possibly losing Disney and whatnot. But we'll wait to see on this one, man. Right now, downside in Facebook. I have some bids here in the teens. We are short 43 right now on that name. So we'll wait to see on Facebook. It may get legs, man. I mean, it may head to the north side. And if it does 238.50 or so, we'll dump this. But right now, looking okay for a short.
Yeah, I just got out of that Nikola, so we'll flush ourselves down the toilet for the quick little long. I had to chase the short. I'm unable to get some shares down at a better price, but I did get a little bit here, but I didn't want to chase it too far, so I ended up with in front of 38. I'll short some on a pullback to get myself the price that I was looking for, but I'll have to wait until it gets to about 40 or 50 to get the price that I like. Apologies for the board, so I'm going to try and see if I can't set this one up and quickly give you an update. Old-fashioned, guys. Let's see what we got going on here. I'll throw you the position board up for you. I have that NEO trade to the long side. We reloaded. I got 11.58 long. Still have that Nikola 38.05. I want to pull back for a bit more if I can get to 50s. And then long TNXP at 104. It's still at $120. Like I said, I'm going to get everything out in front of 125, 130 range. It's a break through the pre-market high if we can catch it. I apologize for that position board if it is correct. Brennan, what do you got? Another
one vaccine-related, guys. AIM Immunotech here, just coming up to a big-time level, 350 if you go to the daily time frame. Huge monster level of resistance for this thing. Big-time volume behind this as well. No related news, particularly for AIM, but obviously in that group as well. Watch 350 here, guys.
All right, we held some NEO. We did not get back up here. NEO, N-I-O, symbol, NEO ticker. You come down here, 1175, just got some out there. No, was it 75 or 73? Not sure. 73, we just took some out there. So nice little trade there for N-E-O, NEO, NIO is the ticker. Okay, thank you, One Night. Valeria's Starbucks Funds, great job, entire crew. Thank you, One Night, for that. We can throw to Valeria and she can describe her drink from Starbucks because I honestly have no idea what it is, but it's some like triple mache.
You should win an award. If she says it and you can remember it by the end of the show, like that's just impressive. But I have to apologize, Valeria. I did say that I was going to get you some maple syrup to try as a sweetener. It's better than sugar. But I'll have to do that tomorrow. I did forget about it this morning. AstraZeneca, guys, just bounced off the bottom here at 60 even. So pulling back on the news, we thought there was a shot that maybe you'd get a little bit of retracement into that 60 level and then support. So far, so good, at least in terms of that support. But look at these wicks down here. It's less and less volume. It's very, very thin wicks. I don't know if I love this until I see some further consolidation. I did, of course, jump already into the short of that Nikola. I finally got that reload. So we chased it a little bit here on that Nikola short, and we'll see if we can't round into it a little bit better in front of maybe a 39 area retrace. Nikola headed southbound. We're going to have a look at space in just a quick second, but One Night Thank you very much. Definitely get that to Valeria for her Starbucks fund, although she has given up the ghost, at least short term, for our nice coffee maker. I think it's worth a look.
Yeah, okay. Facebook, we're still holding that one, man. This is going to be, decider for us here. If Facebook goes up, we'll get out 238 and change. Look at the futures, though, guys. We are starting to come down a little bit here. I'm just a little bit shocked here. Facebook continues to be very, very strong, despite it being down 2%. Thought that little futures bump would have helped it. We did take that initial short, got some out. Now we're building more short right now. So, look, if the futures rip against us, this will definitely be a loser. But right now, I do like Facebook. We're going to give it another $1 at least up here to 238.50, and we'll see if that can happen. I do like AZN back upside, so watch out here. I'm just wondering if they flushed out some of the bad news. Watch for a 61 and change break. We'll be going back long on that one, which long AstraZeneca, short Facebook. I don't know if those two are going to be related, but that's going to be my two biggest positions on now until this possibly gets wiped out, which could happen soon. 238.50 break. Watch out for that on Facebook.
For any of you guys that are tuning in a little bit later here, that DNR, of course, Brennan with the news that the press release was not legitimate. It's still going to be halted. Last trade was at 856. So if you're looking for that news, it's still halted there. I am still long in some NEO. I have my stop order through 1150 on a retrace. I've taken out just about everything here. I do have this reload here at 1158. That's all I got left in that trade. It's already been a nice win. A little short here, reverse to the long side, so we give up 5 cents and then get a nice trade, top wick out there. Some of the shares at 1185. But if it breaks back below 50, I'm going to be out of that one. Nickel trade working for me, but not by a heck of a lot. It's down at 38 even. I'm short 38.25 here, so got a decent price. Not exactly what we like, but again, I had to chase this one just a little bit on that initial entry point. So NEO almost done with. Nickel just beginning that position. Brendan mentioned AIM. Just having a quick look at this one to sort of add it to the list of breakout potential trades. It already made a sort of a second move here through 330. I'd be looking for a retracement. If it can hold 330 in VWAP, that'll be a nice base of operations for me. But I'm going to stick with the TNXP that we got long in NEO as well.
Okay, what up, Pete?
Another one from the volume list here, guys. IBIO again in the vaccine space as well, up 50% here today. Huge volume behind this move. We're just coming up to $6. So 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row to the upside now for IBIO as well, guys.
IBIO. Okay, Facebook
that's
flushed out there. Yeah, we'll look at more of those names here. Facebook 238, so that's a flush out right there. We'll fall down the toilet, or we'll flush down the toilet? Fall in the hole, there it is. On this one, it does rip upside there. So we started with that big downside move. Now we'll wait to see. I still think we could probably dig ourselves back into this name sometime here, coming up as soon as we can. Do that on Facebook. Get long. No, I want to wait till it gets up here now, and then we'll reverse the short up here somewhere now, 239.50 or so. Maybe it's not as bad as we thought on the advertising front. But again, we'll just wait to see on that. 240 would be a nice little reversal. 239.20. Yeah, I think there's a decent short here. Let's try it one more time, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to throw some more fireworks for NEO. So it bounces again. I didn't reload it in front of that 1150. I sort of mentioned I threw my stop down there. But it gives us another bounce and some more 20-cent wins here. It's been a nice breakout trade. If it can take out the top, I'm unlikely to have very much left on, maybe just 10% of the position in front of that 50. So we'll see what happens, and we can always go more long if it breaks 12, or maybe now in front of 1150, pick some shares up. We got that stop in there. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Goldman on a volume spike here, guys. AMZN, Goldman, talking about Amazon, my apologies. So Goldman increasing their price target for Amazon to 3,300, which is all the way back up to basically the highs here. So we're just breaking through 3,000 again this morning. Big time volume spike as we pop back up to 3030 for Amazon, guys.
Oh, wow. That's wow. I was talking about that at 2,900 last week. Missed opportunity for sure, guys, as it goes. But right now, Facebook, I hope the board is right. I think it's right. Yeah, NIO, Facebook short, Luckin and NIO. Yeah, I'm right on the board, guys. So, all right, we'll see here. 239 downside. It just dropped to, I mean, we were short here, 270, and it went in the money for us about 70 pennies, and we didn't take it. So hopefully we'll do some of that taking of profit if we do come back down here for Facebook. So nice little trade happening here. Short 60s right now. Did drop all the way down for us, down to 10 there. So we'll put an order, see if we can't get out some Facebook on the downside. Looks like we should be able to do that here. We'll see if we can't get out of some luck in coffee. And then NIO still bouncing around here. Some nice little wicks there at 80. We'll put some orders there as well. Hard to trade all these positions when you're trying to talk as well. But NIO, good trade here. One and done. Hopefully we'll see how high this is going to go.
Yeah, just quickly gonna get you guys back to a name that we sort of ignored, well, didn't ignore here, but Pfizer, of course, involved in that BNXT. It's selling off as well, so you're seeing a lot of these start to come back in. We were looking at that daily chart on Pfizer. Unfortunately, mine not loading right now, so I can give you the 5 minutes so you can see last week's action. Watch out for 36.30, this little range here, 36 to 36.30. If we get down there, that's gonna be some support for me that I'll take a stab going long in Pfizer to be sure. We still have that bounce trade in NEO, like I said. I'll take some more shares out only in front of that 1185, so you'll see an execution if that breaks 80. Otherwise, holding on long and strong for the time being, but Pfizer getting sold off as well. If it creeps into this range here and levels off, you are going to see me get into a long on Pfizer. I'm sort of addicted to buying the dips on this one. We'll see if it works out today, if it goes any further.
Okay, yeah, and I'm just looking at, what was that stock I was just looking at? Damn it, can't remember. But we are trying to get more Facebook here. Microsoft, let's just check back in on that one. You know we love to trade, and yeah, what a little base here. Wow, 203.50. Wish we would have saw that sort of develop itself upside. Now it breaks, and we did talk about why we like Microsoft long. They do come into reporting season I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll find out more about that. Netflix near 500 as well. What is up, Brandon?
Another one hurt here on this vaccine-related news, guys. NVAX, Novavax down big time. Yeah, almost 10% here. 125 holding at the moment, but we were at almost 155 in the pre-market. So big move down for NVAX. Also notice that Nikola, guys, trying to hold 38 at the moment.
Boom, there goes NEO through a 1185. Of course, we get that reload at 58. Just took some out at that high day. Like I said, we'll have some on if we go to that 12 mark. I'll take the rest of it out in front of 12, look for a pullback. No longer thinking about getting some 1158s and 1160s. Maybe we'll think about 65.70 if it turns at 12, but that's going to be where we take it all out in front of that 12. First stop will be right here at 93. We'll get some out at 97, but nice win here. We rolled the dice on NEO. Initially, we talked about fading a short, and then we reversed into the long trade. Something I'll do very, very often. I'll take a shot that if it goes either direction, I like it, but we wanted that breakout through that 1153 top, and we got it here going into 12 even. So nice winner on NEO. Should be all out of it any second now. Brennan, what do you got?
DNR back open, guys. No update on this story yet. They're still saying, yeah, they had nothing to do with that press release. So DNR back to the downside here, just reopened again.
Yeah, I saw that it reopened there. I was wondering what that was going to be all about. But okay, Facebook bounced off a couple times off VWAP, so we take a little bit out of here before reloading again. So we're going to wait to see on this one. We continue to be short, but not as weak as we thought here with Facebook. So we're in the money now, but again, was thinking that we would be heading south side here today, and it doesn't really look like it. It did have a nice little bounce back. We saw Microsoft's bounce back as well. I don't have any bids right now, just a couple short sells, so we'll wait to see if we can't come back down here. Maybe I'll put some at this VWAP, 238.13, but that's it. We're short. We still got NIO long here, breaking through $12, so that's a big floss right there. Our only long 1150 there, breaking through 12, so nice little win here for that name. But right now, man, it's just I'm all about Facebook once again. We'll just continue to watch that, see if that one can go. But NIO, let's maybe take this off. Why not? It's at $12. Well, maybe not. It's at $12.10 here. A nice little 55-cent win here on NIO.
Yeah, it just plowed through a big order at 1209 there, and then it just reloaded again. So I might take some shares off on the break trade that I just took at 12 through that 1210. I want to hold some for a bigger move there. 12 quarter, of course, would be the next level to the upside. But Brennan has something for us. What do you got there?
Goldman busy today, guys. Goldman increasing Peloton's price target as well to 84 from 66. So currently 66, which it's going to get there. Looks like even maybe today, but 84 from Goldman on Peloton, guys.
Wow, yeah, I mean, what a big name that is. Peloton just continues to go. Gap, GPS, I'm noticing down another 7% today. Obviously, Kanye West not be able to save this stock probably. Come on, GPS.NQ.
He's got his own stuff to worry about.
Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, I don't know. He's running. I don't think he can run for president because he didn't get enough paperwork.
If you saw that press conference, I don't think it matters whether he's got the paperwork done. Kanye, interesting guy, fantastic music, but that was hard to watch, I got to admit, for me, as a bit of a fan of his music. NIO broke through that to 1210 or 1209 seller.
Yep.
On the way to that quarter. I'll take it out in front of that, look for any pullback. Hasn't happened yet, or potential breakthrough every single quarter in 50. We favor this trend to the upside now that it's finally broken a level, but I'm about to take a hit, and it's going to be our first losing trade since the open. There's Nikola. Boo, we fall in a hole on Nikola. We tried that short through the low. it just broke 39. So as Brendan mentioned, holding 38, Nikola does, and burns me out of my short trade there. Thankfully, Neo's gone well for us. I still have that TNXP, which I should probably update you guys on here. I'm still long at 104. I haven't been able to find a place to get any more shares out. It's still rounding into that pre-market high, never quite getting through that $1.25. So I'll probably take the rest out at some point in this consolidation. If it doesn't break the high, it's going to turn into a short at some point. And I like that 104 as a target out if I do roll into that short. So if you can take a 15 to 20 cent wins on dollar stock, you should probably go ahead and do that. I'll take the rest of this out if it breaks 120 to the downside. But there goes Neo up to 1225. What a great long that's been.
Yeah, Nikola 39.50, 39.80. What's the top? 40.50. Okay, so yeah, I think we like this one through 39.50, 39.70, 39.80, something like that. Yeah, and there goes NIO. Wow, I know Neil's been talking about that one, but this is a nice little 75-cent win. We reversed long into Facebook. Yeah, Facebook's been obviously not a short, and we've been trying to play the short, but now we go long up to 240 here. We'll probably take this one out and then just reevaluate what we want to do here on Facebook, because again, some of that news was just not great, and I wonder if now we finally hit the top, but we'll see on Facebook. Not been a good trade here today. Like Neil mentioned there, this is the only losing stock. I've only traded 4, but we're 3 for 4. But Facebook, yeah, too many times here going back to the well on the short. So probably give up on that now until we see something else. But right now, yeah, Facebook long.
Yeah, guys, apologies. My last out on Neo was at 12.23. I have one position on right now. It's long TNXP, still at 104. The position board for me has been incorrect basically all morning long, so I do apologize for that. I'll try to update you as best I can. Every time I do notice out of the corner of my eye that's incorrect, I will shout it out there. Just worth noting here, Sorrento, I'm watching it come back in, leveling off at about 775 after getting to 9 and reversing. Look for a break of the 775 to the downside, maybe getting back to that 7 even. Brendan, what do you got?
Another little tech company. It looks like just a technical breakout here. INFN, not seeing any headlines on this, but a little IT networking company on the daily chart breaking through 650 here on big time relative volume, up 6% for INFN, guys.
We'll add that definitely to my list. But Box L, Brennan, with an unbelievable look. I got a little sort of caught up with those longs that we had. They're all fantastic. Neo, the AstraZeneca breakout, and of course TNXP. But Box L gave you a pullback into that 320, and now right back in towards those lows. It's broken $3. I'm going to round into some shorts here. Thank you, Valeria, for the reload on the coffee. But I'm going to not reload on Box L. It'll be the first trade of the day if I can catch it coming back into VWAP here in front of that 310. I'm just going to try shorting these pops here. It's down 18%, which we're going to put it into short sell restriction mode. Because it's in that mode, I cannot hit that bid. I need an uptick, so that means I can fade into it as it goes to the upside, or I can just sort of wait patiently on a breakout if it does happen. So I'm going to look for a 305-ish to the short in front of 310. Box L for me, first trade of the day if it gets to 305.
Okay, Facebook, we finally go short now, and now we're a little bit in the money, which is nice to see. So, well, we just were a little bit in the money there. We put a bid at 30. We were short now. We've averaged in, guys, 77 there, and then we take another one at 30. So we did come all the way back down. I'm bidding now 31s. There it is. Yes, finally a nice little win here on Facebook to go short a decent amount of shares here. 239.59. I'm just noticing Luckins looks like it wants to break through 50 here. If it does, that should be a nice little trade to the downside, but let's wait to see. There's not too much size here going, so Luckin Coffee, we're going to wait to see that one. We'll take a 49 short, but not really holding out too much for that. As here we go, Facebook, get some more out in front of 239, guys. Any short that I can win on after what's been happening, I should take them out.
Yeah, just worth noting here, I just got out on TNXP. It retook 120, so I got out at 118. I'm not short at that price. It's just a cover. Look out for this IMRN. Thank you, guys. Juan Paulo for mentioning this. It just halted, trying to break through the top. It did not quite get to the pre-market high before making that little halt trade. It's a 1564 high, but watch for a 15 break on a reopen. It's likely to open higher, certainly after a move like this. If it does somehow open lower, watch for 15 and the whole price here at 1471 to be a bit of a level if you wanted to take a shot shorting IMRN. I'm looking for the break. If we get it, Neo just made a bit of a right turn at 1225 where I got out. Although it's not really retracing very far. So if we get some consolidation in front of 12, maybe that's your other shot here. But we get a parabolic move like that, I would watch out. 12 even could be even a nice little scalp short trade. I haven't done any pullbacks yet. It's been only breakouts since this 11:58, and that was the 12 break that we just covered now at 12:23. My first look would be in front of 12 even, but I'll be a very, very tight stop. I don't want to see this pull back in my face when VWAP is probably a better price to re-enter.
Man, Nicola, like down that 21% and still bouncing off that 39.50. What a great trade that would have been if you guys would have been able to go short on Nicola. I still like it breaking high side, so we'll wait to see on that one. But my shorts have not been right today, so including Facebook. I still go short here. We've still covered a little bit, but not enough. Facebook, I'm still thinking that we should be able to crash through, but who knows, guys, today. Facebook up on the day, but down 0.98% here, up from this little mark down here as we go. But DNR still not open, I guess. And
no, DNR is actually open here. I do have it trading. It's worth noting this stock. Look, the news is bunk. It's not true. So it's a 22-cent stock on Friday that basically goes all the way up to 60. I actually made some trades in here. Initially, just some long pops and was up, and then tried shorting it when it was all bunk news and got jiggled out of a couple. So not the best trade. I had a one win and a couple of losses to the short side before it eventually halted. Wish I'd actually held on. But 22 cents is where it was before. Maybe there's support down there. Feels to me like I should be shorting in front of it. So I might take a shot shorting a 25 break as we see it. It's only going to give you a couple of pennies into that previous close, but I think it should get there. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me why it wouldn't. Also looking at TNXP in a pullback, if it gets to a buck, that's actually holding up pretty nicely at 118. So that one I'm probably not going to get a reload. It's still a break through the high at 133 if it ever does get there. I want to get over to Workhorse. I know we talked a lot about the electric car space, and I feel like we have not covered that one today. It was under pressure. It is trying to roll back upside here, but look out for this chop. 1450, 1460. 1460 would be an interesting break for me. I'll probably short in front of it first before looking at a 1460 break. It's already 10 o'clock. Time to get to happening now with Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, pretty mixed start to the new week. Let's have a look at North American markets here. We were talking in the pre-market, a little bit of muted action on a Monday for the overall futures, but you can see S&P now back to the downside here, 0.2% overall. The Dow leading to the downside, 0.6% for the Dow 30. We have tech stocks in positive territory. You can see both the composite and the NASDAQ 100 up about 0.5% at this point. So that's always a good sign if we want to see the market moving higher to have tech stocks leading. The Russell in negative territory, 0.35% for small caps to start the new week as well. Here in Toronto, TSX dead flat. BOVESPA stocks in positive territory, up about 0.3%. Here's a few to look at in Toronto. Yeah, Shopify, nice day so far. Not a lot of volume here in Toronto. U.S. listed shares are doing more volume, but Shopify higher on a Barclays price target increase today. So straight upside for that one so far. Banks are weak here in Toronto, both Royal Bank here and TD to the downside. Nice flush off the open for both. If you were looking on the short side, we saw some decent moves and opportunities in the cannabis space last week. These aren't really doing a heck of a lot. Weed here to the downside at the moment. Just went red again after trying to get positive, but volume across the board worth mentioning, guys. Pretty low to start the new week on a Monday. Back over to you.
Just reloaded here in Neo for the first time in a bit. In front of 12, got some 1203s. Look at that. Position board looking correct for me right now. I did take a few shares out when it popped to 10. I'm going to see if I can't work it out in front of that 1225 and then look at 1225 as another breakout. It does feel a little bit extended at this point. And if I saw it consolidate and then roll over through 12, it wouldn't surprise me. So stop's going to remain at 12 even. Will I take what's going to be a more shallow trade this time? We'll take 5, 10, 15 cent wins as opposed to the bigger wins that we were having earlier off the 1150 break where you're getting maybe twice that. So as it rounds into that second half an hour of the session and we get some consolidation at the top, you don't want to be overexposed to any kind of a deep pullback, but I think we have a good level here in front of 12. Looks like it's trying to make a bit of a battle here at that price, and if it can get anywhere near that 1220, 1225, you'll see me take just about everything off. But another solid win so far on this little pullback trade on Neo, but my stop is going to be firm at 12 even. TNXP, nothing doing there. DNR did not break 25, so it miraculously holds that mark, which would actually be up 10% for it. So anyone that is still holding that bag, you're not actually losing if you had the long from last week. For me, if it breaks that price, I think it gets right back to that open. Nikola, what an unbelievable hold it had down here. If it ever takes this 40.60 or 40.50, check that. That could be an interesting breakout long, but I'm not likely to take a long until it does. Brennan, what do you got?
Another volume alert here for Moderna, guys. mRNA just coming into these levels over here on the daily time frame. You can see 80.5 up to about 81. Big time support levels trying to hold right now on mRNA. A little bit of buying coming in, guys.
All right, all right. I'm going to give up on this until it comes back to the downside here. Facebook, we're just going to give up on going short. I mean, we captured some profit. Our last little bit, we rinsed it back and forth. So we'll have to wait now. I mean, I'm going to give it back down here, 239.30. It has to break something. And if it does that, then fine. I'm not just going to keep averaging in as it goes up. It's not been a success. Okay, Nikola now 39.80. This is the price that we wanted. So we're long. Let's see if this one wants to go now. Nikola, nice little break here. It did hold this 38, so we can give it all the way till then. But right now, Nikola looking like it wants to go, takes out that top, gets through this little area here. This was the area of concern for me, 39.75. Once we broke that, we did hit that long. So now let's wait to see. It had some bunch up here, more bunched up action down here. This is one that we'll try to average in if we can down here, 39.20 or so. But right now, Nikola looks like it wants to go upside here. 39.84 is where we're long. Let's take some profits off if it does break through 40 and then relook at it, because I do want to go long again through 40.40 at least.
And it's going to be party over for me so far in NIO. We did have that pullback trade. We did get some profit when we took it out, approaching that 10 even. But we said we'd have a hard stop at 12, and we sort of true to our word here. I got some out here at 9, then some out at 11, so average price of 10 out. The rest of the shares we take out as it breaks 12 even. Let's look for 11.75. Obviously 11.50 is going to be a key price for us if it consolidates down there. But for now, we'll sort of walk away from this. We don't want to throw too much profit away from our fantastic longs earlier this morning. But I did want to jump back to IMRN. Unfortunately for me, I missed out on this on the reopen. Very quickly did give you a dip down through 14. I wanted it to open definitively higher than that close price and then testing that pre-market top. It didn't do that for a little bit, so I missed this move to the upside where it's halted again. Another volatility halt. It should be open in about 4 minutes or so. Looks like it's going to be upward and onward on this name. Usually what I look for is a halt that actually ends up to the downside, so it comes back in and then halts, and I get a consolidation short. That's now what I'm going to be looking for in the same, having missed 2 upward moves in this. I did finally get into some box L just now, so hopefully that'll tick in correctly on my board. Short here at 304. I'm shorting these pops in up to 310 or so. You have a 320 level, which is a good one, but I missed that initial move that Brennan got. I'll get out if it breaks 3. Out in front of this little higher low, and then low of the day will be next stop.
Okay, guys, Nikola finally 39.80 long. Nice little win here, 70+ cents. We're going to load that up again here at 40.50 on that break. So a nice little win here on Nikola. Again, pound the pavement and go strong on this one. We missed that reload at 50 as it just rips up 20 pennies from that spot. So let's cancel that. Fortunately, we don't have it. But hey, guys, here's a smooth dollar for you right now on Nikola. So nice little win there. Let's see if we can't get some out, but it's steaming upside right now. Nikola, there it is, guys. There's a dollar for you on Nikola. Let's just keep hammering that one. Go, go, go. We missed it through 40.50. Unfortunately, we did have an order to take this out, but it just ripped up 20 pennies for us. So Nikola right now getting some steam, and there it is, $1+ right now for you guys.
Just having a secondary look here at AstraZeneca, snapped down through that 60 level. Now look at this retrace. Where is it running into resistance upside? Right back here at 60. So I do like this for a potential breakout. You see this level, it's about 60.15 that it got to on a failed break. I might take a shot shorting this one with a reversal long at that same price. I do like this one to round into a bit of a wedge. If it does do that, it's unlikely to hold a tight range given the news. I haven't made a trade since covering the long in front of 65. My next stop is going to be in front of this 60 level, taking a quick stab short. Reversal if it takes 16.15 or 60.15 or so to the upside. Brennan, what do you got for us?
Anyone wondering about this safety group, SFET? We've traded this many times on the show. Yeah, 12% to the downside today. This was an offering. $1.50 down here was the offering. So huge volume spike off the open there. Relative volume through the roof, but that was a share offering, guys.
Okay, Facebook, yeah, okay. What stock was that again, Brandon? Yeah, SFT, okay. We'll look at Safety Group there in a minute, but right now I'm just watching on Nikola, guys. Nice little out there, breaking through 40.50. We got out there 40.64, and now we're holding 20%. So normally it's 10%, but right now it's 20. So we're gonna hold that and see if we can't take out that top side of 41 as well again. And so AZN, big move to the downside. I know Neil and I have been talking about this one a lot here. I don't mind it if it breaks through 60 one more time. So let's wait to see if AZN wants to do that. Breaking backside through 60, we'll take another long. We'll take a long and see if that's going to be right. We hit it out of the park early, and then that news came out, and we are talking about it often. This is what happens, guys. It's buy the rumor, sell the news, and we talk about that often. You can check out our Market Wisdom page as well. $60.16 looks like a good little break. If that does happen on AZN, I'll be going long.
I want to be absolutely sick here when it comes to AL. Of course, we had some good trades off of the open. This should have been just as good. I only wanted one trade. Forget about this little wick here. It looks a little ridiculous, upside to 12.50, but it's that fail at 12.25. That was the level that we were looking at, and then coming off 75 pennies on American Airlines. So once again, they're under a little bit of pressure here, the airlines, trying to round into a bottom, look for an 11.50 break. That's the next thing that will be in store. It's a bit of a double bottom here that it's trying to put in, but if that goes, that'll be my entry into the short trade. It's late to that party by a long shot. I did take some of the AstraZeneca here at 59.06. I'll add to it somewhere in front of that 60 level. Remember, it's a reverse long at 60.15, and then box out we just got into at 304. But AAL, looking for an 11.50 break. Of course, we gave you that a little pullback trade off the open. It's tricky to have 5 or 6 trades at 9:30. I don't really like doing it. So what'll happen is if I get into a couple, some will go by the wayside. I'm actually not mad because NEO was a better trade and so was AZN. But here comes AEL through 11.50, could break. Big bid here. So if we can chew through that, I'll be short. But for now, let's go to Brennan for upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's get you a couple more symbols to have a look at so far this morning. Apache, some of the energy names moving around. Obviously, there was some deal making. Chevron, Noble, some upgrades and downgrades as well. Apache having a nice day, just actually broke 1% there. Dropbox, haven't traded that one for quite some time. DBX up about 6% at this point. Gilead and Phillips 66 down there. Moderna, the big one, obviously downgraded. Obviously, more news surrounding that sector. So Moderna, the big one on the side, and Urban Outfitters as well, down about 9% right now after a couple of downgrades. Here's Moderna. Obviously, we were talking about 80 coming into play here, trying to hold 80. If you go to the daily time frame here, I'll flip over to this side. That's this area right here. So 80 to 80.5, and then 81 up here. Definitely some support for mRNA. Here's the other one, Dropbox. Yeah, 6.5%, coming off the highs here, 22.50, but nice break through that pre-market high right at the open for DBX. Couple more to look at, guys. Back to you.
Yeah, speaking of that Moderna there, Brennan, trying to get right back here in front of this halt high. So it halted to the downside, tried to pop up back towards 85. It rolled over at 84.50. It's trying to get back to that price. Look, I have a similar trade on in AstraZeneca, so it's not a good spot for me to basically double down on the same idea, but it looks like a break through 84.50 to the long side. So I won't take the short in front because I have it on AZN, but a long break on Moderna at 84.50, that'll be in the cards for sure here. So if I can get up and break through that price, you will see me jump into position on mRNA, guys, that Brennan just mentioned.
Yeah, good little look there, mRNA. We do like that stock. We've talked about it a lot today. So here we go. Shorting Facebook again. Yeah, that's been the death of me. So we'll see if that one wants to come through one more time. Give it up to 241 in change. Not a great trade there today. Been Facebook, that's for sure. Okay, we look to get longer. NIO. I'm still in NIO. Nikola. We look to get longer down here. 39.50. Missed us. It stopped at 65. So we still are that long, but we're light. We're only 20% in. So we'd like to add to that position. If we can get it ahead of VWAP, that would be pretty sweet. So we'll see if we can't get some Nikola shares down here. I waited at 50. Now we'll have to adjust. Maybe I'll put another bid at 70, see if we can't catch them on the downside. What up, Ms. V?
Hello trading family, and welcome everyone who joined us for the first time. please subscribe to this channel and join our live trading show every day at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Also, guys, we're just 200 subs away to reach 60,000 of subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button now and support. And if you want to support us even more, you can find join button right next to subscribe, or you can join our membership at the link I'm sending on the chat. And of course, guys, please like this video. We have more than 4,000 of viewers. Support and hit all the 3 buttons. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
Yeah, here comes IMRN for the first time to the downside. Just sort of snapped back through this sort of 19 area, approaching that halt price of 1640, the second halt at least, that is. I just got triggered into MRNA to that little long break through 84.50. So, you know, if it breaks 85, we'll take some of those shares out. I still have that AZN short, so find myself long Moderna and short AstraZeneca, which, based on the news, you would think is a little bit weird, but it's all about price action around here. That's what I care about. We got that break, of course, and I want to see if we can retake 85 before we take any shares off. You know, next stop up would be a halfway retracement from this point to that 91 top or 91 area top. I think there's some juice to that, but like I said, long one, short the other. Moderna's in the money. AZN still against me for the time being.
Alibaba back down to 252 here. Let's see what that action was. We did talk about that. That was on our watch list, was Alibaba. So, okay, it looks like it wanted to get going off early. Touches 257, 258. That was that pre-market high right there before now falling back down. Looks like Alibaba could head to the south side, breaking 250, 250 here. That should be a decent short if there's anything short in the market here. Alibaba could be the one. But look at the futures. We're still hovering around flat here. So that's one thing that's a little bit not disturbing, but I'm waiting for this to happen. Needs to break, man. 32.20 upside, 32.15 to the downside. That's going to be ES. That's the futures, right, guys? So thank you for everybody for joining us today, guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Valeria just told you why. After the show, though, guys, we do have coming up. That's subscribe. Okay, there it is. Coming up, futures trading. So we'll see about that. If you guys are interested at all in futures trading, have a quick look. Watch. That's going to be coming up at 11:55. Futures trading. So anybody interested in that game, check that out. Coming up at 11:55. Valeria will post a link. She's also cracking up over there. So
yes, she is.
We'll find out what's up with that.
Just had a bit of an iceberg holding 85 level on Moderna. I did take some out in front of it, and I'll add back in if it ever breaks this 85. And of course it does right there. So basically going to cost me a little bit of spread. I wanted to see if maybe it was going to be resistance and it would pull back in, giving me a better price in the long. But either way, we still have the long trade in MRNA. AstraZeneca holding at 59.50. I haven't got my second entry. It also hasn't broken my stop, so we're still stuck in that name. Moderna to the long side here. Yes, it's down. You'll see down 10%. It broke back up through this halt price. I basically want to give this to about 83.50 or so, but if it can't break that 85 definitively, we're going to run into some trouble, and I might dump it early, given if that seller comes back for the same amount of shares I saw before. Not going to be worth holding on to this one, and we have a short in AZN. Brennan, what do you got?
Talking about some headlines in the energy group today. Here's another one, smaller one for you. NOVA, Sonova Energy, 7.3%. Not seeing any news related to this one specifically yet. However, we're up 7%. Yeah, it went from 20.75 up to 22.30, guys. Day highs for Nova in New York.
Okay, well, we'll have a look at that name. Yeah, that's a new one for us as well. We're looking here, though, right now at Facebook. I'm still that short. We'll have to see if that one's going to work out. It looks like Luckin Coffee's moving around, getting in and out of that one. Facebook looking at its highs. I did want to talk about, I did put that trade on, or in. It's not on yet. It would be an Alibaba break down here, 250. I do like that one. Sorry, 250, 250. So a bunch of 50s there. 250, 250 breaking on Alibaba could be a decent looking trade there. So we'll wait to see if that one's going to come through, and if it does, we'll be holding that one. Nikola back to the downside. Not really. I'm still waiting for the 70 print. Oh, man, it went to 75. Where am I bidding here anyways? Oh, 68. There we go. I just gave that up. So we'll wait to see if I get filled at 68. I don't know why we picked that level, but maybe we'll take some more shares right now in Nikola, as it seems to be bouncing around here. Don't mind this level, but I don't want to take it at 40. It had a problem at 40. It broke through and stopped at 40.50. I still think 41 gets taken out, but right now, long Nikola, 11 cents in the money. It's NIO that's big time in the money right now. We'll see if that could take 225 once again, guys.
Yeah, just about to load this chart up for NIO as it gets back to that 12 even area. If it'll load any second, there you go. So it does try to round back out. I was looking for this level in here. I set a pullback of about 75 would be an entry point for me. Didn't quite get there. You are seeing it try to range this little battle again at 12 even. So I'm going to try and be a little bit patient, guys. This is one thing that I try to do. Sometimes I'll overtrade on the way back in. HTBX was I was guilty of that on Friday. And I want to make sure I don't do the same thing. So I am looking for 75s and 55s, those initial prices that we really, really love to jump back into some NEO. I still like a 12.25 break if it ever gets there, so we'll make sure we put that one on. Right now, just long Moderna and short AstraZeneca, which is quite the odd combination, but that's what we have on for the at least for the short term. I also want to jump back over to Pfizer very briefly here. I did mention that we like this one if it made any kind of move back down to the 36 quarter. Right now, making a bit of a bottom. 50 cents above that. So I don't necessarily love this little dip buy just yet in Pfizer. If it does round out here and retake 37, maybe that'll be my entry point. But here goes Moderna again, testing 85. If it fails at this same price and I see that same seller, I might just dump this altogether. Not worth fighting that battle. While basically putting a bet on the retracement in AstraZeneca simultaneously.
Yeah, I don't like those plays either, obviously. It's hard to be one way or the other. Like, you don't want to be long Facebook and short Microsoft or type of things like that. So here goes Nicola. We did believe in this trade. Unfortunately, we talked about the reload, did not get it. So we still have 20% of our trade, but it's a decent one on. So we'll wait to see if that one's going on. Yeah, long on Google. Google's my #1 stock there, Michael Crow. So, but in my investment account, not in this account. We'll wait to see, guys. 40.50 up to the upside right now. Looks like Nicola wants to take out that day's high, and if it does, then giddy up. Let's go. Let's get an order near 41 right now. This is a big 76-cent winner, so really super happy with the way Nicola's treated us so far today. It's a one and done right now, so we love to have reloaded in there. Let me know on the chat, guys, if you reloaded, because if you did, then knock those pins down right now as Nicola's coming back to the upside. I bought some more again in my account this morning, so it's nice to see this one going to the upside. Here we go, 41 and change. Let's keep moving upside right now, and Nicola, nice little trade here, takes them off ahead of $41, and then we'll take some more if it breaks through, guys.
Yeah, and finally through 85, there goes that MRNA. If it does make a move to that 86, we'll take $1 off for some of this profit and then see how far we can get to the upside. We talked about sort of a 50% move from that 85 pivot to 91. That'll give you about $3 there. That makes 88 my ultimate target for the rest of those shares. First stop, it has to get to 86 first. So without that, we will have no win, but it looks like we're going to get there very, very quickly. Brendan is at the big screen. It's time for our small cap recap.
Let's jump into small cap world, guys. A couple we were talking about in the pre-market. If you joined us, DTTW Holdings, if you go back to a daily time frame, had this huge move. Going back a couple weeks ago, we were trading it on the show on some news. Again this morning, popping up significantly on decent volume. This is EV-related news, so they have a charging product line, so electric vehicle charging station product line that they're launching as of today. So big pop to the upside. The reason I was looking at support versus resistance, because if you come up here on the daily time frame, there really isn't any levels to look at. As far as resistance, 520 up here ended up being a level in the pre-market. We got a nice flush through this support. So short through the 465 break there, 460, 465 was a little bit of support in the pre-market. This thing went all the way down to 4. There was a buyer at 4 that kept refreshing and refreshing and refreshing. Typically when that happens, you get these huge moves back to the upside. So we're back at 5. Kind of holding in that range for DPW. Did give you that initial flush, though, off of the open for that one. BOXL, mentioned a huge mover last week, couple of days to the upside. If you go back to last week, just go back out to Friday's price action. Gave you this low right here from about midday Friday, which was 340. So, hey, look what happened in the pre-market this morning. 340 ends up being the level. Try the short in front of that. Nice flush down to 290 on the open there for BOXL. HTBX, yeah, blown out of that one. If you're looking at this and saying, that looks like a terrible stop at the top. I've tried so many times to have tighter stops on these things, just trying a little bit to give it more room. Looking at this right now, I actually like this to the downside again, 295.3. If it holds this little consolidation here, might finally give you a move to the downside for HTBX. Guys, back to you.
Right. Haven't looked at HTBX myself yet, but maybe we will. Okay, NIO 55 cents. We still have that one to the long side, but we're pretty light on that. And then Nikola does get close to breaking 41. And like we promised, we got out. So a nice little 80, or actually, that's actually a dollar win there. Long right down here, 39.84. And out right there on the top side. Let's look to refresh. If you guys did have any questions, I don't know if we've done this yet today, but follow us all on Twitter here. We're trying to get to 5,000 followers. I have questions. We answer them all the time on our direct messages at Trader TV Sean. We're going to post up this Nikola chart, post up our Facebook chart, and then we can discuss that back and forth with you guys. It's all about building that community. So we're going to try to do that with you guys. But right now, Nikola still looking for a refresh, man. Maybe even down here this time, 40.32, guys.
Yeah, we got that Moderna, guys. So we'll go winner, winner, chicken dinner. Haven't hit that one yet. And we took some shares out for a $1 win. And of course, we mentioned this, a couple of entry points since it broke VWAP here. On this name, we got some 85.11s. We got some at 84.50 on that break. I talked about next level being 88 for me. So if we can catch about 250 to a $3 winner, that's going to be the rest of our target. Looking for a potential pullback. And I do like a lot of times fading Moderna. So if we do get anywhere near this 91 high, there is a chance that you'll likely see me dip into a short trade. So at least for the time being, going long in Moderna while being short in AstraZeneca has worked out for me. AZN, the reason I put this trade on, and I'm willing to add to it here if in this consolidation, I want to see if it rolled over through 59. I want to see if it held this 60-15 area. Well, simply that there's no way it's going to hold this wedge for too long. A dollar range when it's been as high as 65 and 57.50 is the bottom. Everyone was waiting for this news. I do expect it to make another move bigger than this at some point. And right now I'm betting on the short. But there goes Moderna. Now almost $2 in the money for us. Brennan, what do you got?
Just checking on this ACRS, Claris Therapeutics, another one in the therapeutic space. Big pop today, 38%. Still, volume coming into this. Just broke $3 for ACRS. Straight to the upside, guys.
Okay, new position alert here, guys. ACRS, good one there. Have a look. We'll hit the air horn. We are now into BABA right now, 254.40. Nice little runner to the upside here. Alibaba, 20 so pennies, targeting somewhere near here, breaking through 255, 255.16, 255.17 or so on an Alibaba break. So that'll be a good one if it can go. But right now we're in the money on that one, 20 cents. NIO and Nikola both also treating us quite nicely. So we're going to put an order just above 255 here. See if we can't take a quick 50 cents on BABA and then reload it, man. I do like along somewhere around here, 254 and change. So we'll see if we can reload.
Yeah, another push on Moderna here through 87. So you are heading towards that 88 target that I'm looking for on this one. We still had that 85.11 sort of reload that we took here. Had that battle at 85 that we talked about. There was a seller that finally had their back broken. So let's see if we can head to our 88 target. We'll get those shares out for another long win here on Moderna. We've had 3 exits, all for profit so far. Let's see if we can look that gift horse right in the mouth, go short AstraZeneca, long Moderna, come out on top. It is what it is, guys. Sometimes you do have one of those trades that seems opposed, but sometimes it can work out for you. I want to get back to NEO for a quick second here. I'm all flat on this one. 12.25 is going to be a break for me. But I do see it consolidate, trying to roll over. I'm going to take a shot for the first time today, shorting it in front of that 12.25. It's always going to be a break long whenever that it does occur. But I do think there's a decent chance if we can round out in the teens here, there could be a winning trade for us to the short side back into VWAP. So I'll see if I can't pick up some shares. My out, of course, would be that 12.25. Not going to hold it through the high of the day. I might take some out even tighter than that at 12.15 or so.
Okay, we did reload. Come on, screen, go over there. We did get some more BABA shares, so we'll see about dumping some here if we can. Our long average price right now, 25s on Alibaba. So we'll see if we can't get a little bit out here ahead of 50. Then, like I said, 254, really, guys. That's sort of my target here for Alibaba. We'll see if we can get to 254 and get out the majority of the shares there if it does let us take that out. So we'll wait on that one for Alibaba. But right now, we need Brendan. What's up?
Another one from last week, guys. Rumble on here. RMBL, if you remember, a couple of days you can see to the upside yesterday, last week, I should say. This thing went from below 10 to $38 last week. We're back to 24 here. Gave you a really nice shot there at 25 at the open. I wish I saw this all the way down to $22. So $3 move for Rumble on to the downside today, guys.
Wow, that stock. That was a nice trade for us last week. I can't believe I didn't have a look at it. The volume's only okay, though, at 1.4 million shares, so it's not like it's blowing everything out of the water. Sustaining it a little bit here. I'd watch for, sort of a 25.60 break up here, then running that one into the high of the day, which looks like 27.80 to me. So let's see if we can't make that trade. I'll put a stop order just in case it does happen and I'm not watching it. But the spread is big time spread here on this stock, 20 cents at a time. So you have to, just saw it open up to 30 cents when you look at the level 2. You got to take that into consideration, both when it comes to risk, also your expectations on that break. So on a 25.60 break, you're probably paying all the way up to the even at 26 even. So there's a good chance that's going to be your price, or at least going to be my price when I get that break. Factor that into your risk levels. You're giving up at least $1 on that trade if you're wrong. So, RMBL, I do like it on that break. We're going to have to give it a little extra room here.
Wow, 243 now for Facebook. Okay. Alibaba, finally, there's the chicken dinner winner for you guys. 50 cents in the money now on a couple of these reloads. So far it's been so good for us. We've won on absolutely every single stock we've touched today, except for Facebook. So right now, AstraZeneca monster winner. You guys see that? Alibaba right now is a 75-cent winner. You guys got that on board. Luck and Coffee's been good. NEO, I mean, we can't say enough about that. That continues to be amazing. And then we have a 71-cent win on right now on Nikola after just taking that out for the dollar victory on that one. So Facebook shorted all the way up and got smoked on Facebook. So right now, and I'm debating right now going short again ahead of 243, but that might not be a great idea. Let's just keep going upside. I gave you that target of 255 and change on BABA. So when that's here, you got to celebrate that one. So nice little move on Alibaba, 75-cent plus in the money now. Let's take some out ahead of 255, guys, though. Could be a pivot.
Yeah, watch out for this Moderna. I just still have a break-even stop through 85 on this secondary part of the trade. We've taken a couple of legs out for a win. I do still want to see if it gets to 88. Of course, you could have had a $2 win if you wanted, maybe even like 220, 230. I'm going to go break-even or 250 or bust there for me. But I did jump into that NEO short that we were mentioning, the little rollover here. We got some at 12.11. Once it gets down in front of that 12, we'll take some shares off, and then the rest we'll look to see if it can't retrace to VWAP. Of course, we're giving this to the high of the day, and that's why you take profits when it starts to be 10 cents in the money, because you're risking about that much on the average if you take half out at 15s and then you take the second half out at a 12 1/4. So that one already working for us. NEO to the downside for the first time today. Nice little short here.
Yep, okay, good there. I'm just tweeting out this Alibaba, guys. Join me on Twitter, 4,800 now. Thank you so much for that one. So 4,800 viewers now. We'll keep walking and rolling. I just got into something else. AZN
just broke through 60, so I just tricked into that as well. So reversal long. I'm now long both Moderna and AZN, which feels a little bit more natural, I gotta be honest with you there. So if it breaks 50, 60-50 that is, we'll try to get some out in front of 61, but both working to the long side for the time being. Well, we'll see about the AstraZeneca, but certainly Moderna working to the long side.
Yep, we have that AstraZeneca long as well. So we talked about that going through 60, so here it is. We'll give it to 60.75 or so. That wouldn't be horrible if we can get all the way up there, but right now we are long right here, man, 60.18. So that's the price. I don't know where we missed. Oh, I guess the high was 16, so that's probably why we got that in there. What up, B?
Just checking, guys. About 130 away, guys, from 60,000 subscribers now on our channel. So if you haven't already, please hit like and hit subscribe as we are very, very, very close to 60,000 subscribers. So that would make us very, very happy, and Valeria as well. Let's have a look at what's coming up later on this morning. We're going to have another great educational video for you talking about the futures markets. Yes, strategies this time when it comes to trading futures, guys. So stick around for that. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 60,000 today, guys.
Here we go. AZN upside down. Now we've got all the winners on, guys. AZN, this is X amount. You'll see. Hopefully that can cancel. Hopefully that can come out soon. We just took some 28s out there. Nice trade there. Alibaba, 70-cent winner. We took that out already. That's coming up now. NEO, NIO. We are long that one. We're probably going to dump that if it does break back down through 12. That's not looking too spicy through there. The Nikola still that 26-penny winner, looking to get back into this area here. I don't know. I'd like an average in back down here, like we've talked about it, back down near VWAP. So let's maybe take this out and then reevaluate Nikola as it's going to break through 40.70 here. Probably put an order in the middle here, 40.40. If we can get that, great, and then we'll reevaluate at the top. But right there, that's a nice little out, obviously, for that dollar on Nikola, guys.
Yeah, one name that we haven't talked about yet, and I do see it on my board here, big run, just hit 10% to the upside in Peloton. So this one's cycling its way up to highs. $65 we're looking at, and I might have to see if we can pay for some shorts on this. If you look at when it made this high at $70, it did have some resistance right around this 65 range, which we're kind of getting into here. We're at 64.50 is a current high. I think if it rolls over, there's a natural point there at 65 that we can play this short off of. But I want to recap those positions we have on. AstraZeneca into the long. I haven't taken anything out, but Moderna is headed back up towards that target. If it does test and fail in front of 87 one more, or in front of 88 one more time, you will see me take this off, even if it's going to be shy of the target. We already have a nice win on this long. I don't want to turn into a loser. If it fails to get past 87.50, we'll take this one out with a trail at about 85.80 or so to make sure we lock in at least a 70-cent win on the rest of these. But we still want that 250 if we can get it. AZN just hovering at 60.30. It has to get through 50 before I take anything off, given how much you have to let this move a little bit. And one last one, we did dip into that Neo short. It just took 12 even, so we just took a little bit out there for a 10-cent win. We'll take the rest out in front of VWAP as it trails down towards 11.90. But hey, it bounced off 85. I'm not going to hold this one expecting a home run trade. This is more of a scalp with a 12-12 short, working this one down hopefully into 11.85.
And there it is, another one, guys. There's the chicken dinners, guys. We just keep cycling this AZN, taking that profit. So in there at 6.15, out there some more at 40s, so 25, 30 cents. Now we have 40% of the position left. So yeah, we'll wait to see what happens there. As right now, it's a cowbell for AZN. Nice little long one. It's actually, Nicola's my #1 stock, but this is getting close. What up, Beep?
Yet again, guys, more day highs here. IBIO, we mentioned this one earlier. Look at the volume coming in here as well. Through $6 for IBIO, another one vaccine related, obviously. Also 52-week highs for IBIO, guys.
Ooh, yeah, vaccine reigns supreme, it seems like, all the time right now. Everyone loving those vaccine names. Nicola, 39.50 might not be a horrible spot to drop this one off right now. We are long 39.76. We've already taken that dollar. We just took a few more shares there. So let's wait to see. Here's VWAP down here, 39.40 and change. So I think that's a decent little long that we have. We just took it here at 67, pops into the money 20 pennies. Now let's wait to see if we can get back up here to 40.25. That wouldn't be a horrible spot at all. And here we go, AZN breaking through. So that's a nice little win there. Hit the cowbell. We'll get some more out up top side.
Yeah, and it looks like we're only going to get the $2 out of mRNA. It is trying to battle here at 87.50. 87.50, 88 was that one little target. I think if it takes out 88, you can always look at a breakout trade as well. So another good win. We'll throw the disco ball on because we haven't yet. But the other thing that's happening is AZN through 60.50. So that also breaks out through the 50 level. I'll start taking it out when it gets closer to 61 and see how far that one might want to go. Another winner for you, NIO. We just got a couple more legs out to the downside heading towards VWAP, taking some out at 97, and then again at 95 on that at 12-12 short. We're working that one down to 11.85. It will be all out if it ever touches that. But I like this retracement. Still going long on a 12.25 break, though. Brendan, what do you got?
A little bit more catalyst behind that Peloton move today, guys. We mentioned the Goldman upgrade to 84, or price target increase to 84 from Goldman, but also Wedbush here talking about Peloton having a blowout quarter. They report earnings, guys, 2 weeks today. So not next Monday, but week after Monday after market. So Peloton 2 weeks today for earnings, guys.
Yeah, they're going to be huge, obviously. Just front-running that order there. So we'll see what Peloton wants to do. But obviously, it's going to be big. No one's going back to gyms anytime soon, I do not think. But I didn't think that people would have a problem wearing a mask, and apparently they do. Okay, 40 to the upside right now on Nikola. I may get out and then just refresh it. It is resisting a little bit here, but I have yet to do that move. Just wondering if we should get out some 99s, 98s here, and then just bust it through again through 40. We'll probably give up 10 pennies to do that, but just in case this, oh, here we go. They're starting to chew that away. There it goes, 40, 40, 40. See if it can go still, 20,000 shares there. Each one of these represented by about 100. So Arca alone, 19,000, NASDAQ another 8. Let's call it 30,000 plus probably some hidden orders in here. Obviously, there's some icebergs. You see 40s going off and nothing changing. Our level 2, of course, does not show dark pools. That would not make any sense if they did, right? So we'll see if it breaks through 40 here. Maybe get some out right now and then go long if it goes 40 again.
And as I mentioned, I would wait for that 60-50 break on AZN. I take some out at VWAP. And the reason I'm going to do that is just I think there's a chance that we get a bit of a pullback. So if the move fails here at VWAP for whatever reason, I have a chance to reload on a dip. And I can do that in front of that 59 support. So as much as we like the 60 break, if I reload here, it'll probably be at about 59.50, gearing into a bigger long here in AZN. Moderna does reverse off of that 87.50, so looks like we got a good out there. If it retests and bounce off 85, I dip back into that one as well. So I still have some AstraZeneca at 60.18 here. I still have some of that NEO as well, short at 12.12, both in the money. Let's see how they go. But first, let's go to Brennan. What do you got?
Testing highs here, guys, on the overall market. Actually, Friday's highs coming into play here right now on the overall market. Another little one here, some trial results for PTE Therapeutics Company. This is not COVID related. They had a foot ulcer trial that came out positive. So huge, monster relative volume. Not a ton of volumes, 3 million shares, but relatively speaking, big for PTE, guys.
Yeah, welcome everybody that's part of the team here today. Hit that like, hit that subscribe if you haven't. Today it's been raining down money. We are very, very positive on all stocks sans Facebook today. So it's been a nice little cash register type of day. I did want to remind everybody, join us on our Market Wisdom page. We are going to be dropping this here. Valerio will give the link in the chat, but if you're looking at futures trading. Okay, there goes AZN finally. So nice little win for AZN, guys. We go long 60. We've hammered this stock twice today. Bang there, and here we go to the upside. A nice little 76-cent winner here for AZN. I thought it was Alibaba because it was going so much there, but Alibaba is still waiting for that. That's a 45-cent win. Here goes AZN. Let's take some off here ahead of 61 and then run this thing even more, guys.
I want to get back to Boxell very, very quickly for you here. AZN just took some shares out, but Boxell, we did have this short here on a pullback into 304. It then broke that 310. We covered it. It has not tested the pre-market high yet, so there is still a chance there's another rollover in this name. It is down 11%, but it hasn't gotten anywhere close to that 350. So at some point when this turns around, I'm going to be dipping into a few more shares to the short side. Hasn't happened. We are waiting for a better price on that, but NEO here, it is back to that 12 even area. My first stop was going to be 12.15 and then 12.25, but because we've taken over half of it out for profit, we're now only go with the tighter stop. We'll only be going out at 12.15 of this 12.12 short, and then long at 12.25. So it's a very binary situation for us there. If AstraZeneca pulls back, I'll be involved in that, but Moderna is pulling back into 85. If it bounces, I'm going to go back into the long. Already had one good win on Moderna. Look for another one if it can hold this 85 level, guys.
Yeah, I gotta get into Moderna. I haven't even got into that one yet. Okay, Alibaba, there it is. Bang! Finally, there you guys go. If you're following me today, hopefully you are cashing out. Like I mentioned again, Baba to the upside, a nice little dollar win. So we have back-to-back dollar winners on right now. We have AstraZeneca. This is one of my most recent trades. We just took this one at 10.28. That's 10 minutes ago. Dollar in the money right now. Alibaba's 90 cents in the money right now and continues to go up 255.20 and change here. This is our target spot. So let's get some Alibaba out as right now it is near our target, 255.30. I think that's a decent spot to get out. Let's do that and throw it also over to the big screen with our sector watch and Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's figure out what is moving the market so far today. You can see the overall S&P 0.36% to the upside now. So a nice little reversal there. We were down 0.2% back to the upside. I want to talk about Tech's shares here. Pretty much all of last week. I think Monday, Tuesday they were strong, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days in a row, big 3 days in a row to the downside for tech stocks. So nice to see some information technology names back in positive territory. In fact, leading the market to the upside so far today. CRM up here, Salesforce 3% to the upside, FTNT, TYL now, just to name a few here, all 3+% to the upside. So tech stocks having a nice day. Some of the pharmaceutical names, obviously, because of the vaccine related news, in positive territory. Look at Regeneron there. Big $400+ stock, 3% to the upside. INCY, VRTX, Pfizer there, 1.9%. Gilead's in there as well, 1.4% to the upside. So some of the pharmaceutical names also obviously in positive territory. I want to mention these real quick. Halliburton and Noble Energy. Noble being bought by Chevron. That's why Noble is up. Halliburton 6.5% after earnings this morning. Consumer discretionary names to the downside. There's Gap right there, 4.9%. Kohl's as well, 4.5% in negative territory. territory. However, yeah, Amazon 3.8% to the upside. A couple of price target increases on Amazon today. We have some more retail related names here. Some of the hotels in here also in negative territory. I wanted to talk about the airlines. Here they are. AAL, UAL, and Love all to the downside today. Again, some of those travel names coming under pressure with the continued increase in COVID cases in the U.S. So consumer discretionary, industrials to the downside, kind of offsetting tech shares and some of the pharma names today. But 0.4% still in positive territory. Guys, back to you.
Okay, we did get that AZN bump, and wow, was this a bump. Should have held it all as AZN right now, $1.75 in the money for us. Oh yeah, and Alibaba, there it is. Guys, that's another $1.50 win there, or $1.35, something like that. Win here on Alibaba off of 24.20, reload out there to 25.20 there. I guess it's a clean dollar on those shares. We averaged in, but look at that. Nicely done there on Alibaba. Nikola, you know, it breaks through, then we get out. So we'll wait to see on Nikola. This is a good reload down here. We reloaded a little bit too early on that name. So we'll wait to see if there's going to be more upside in Nikola. Look at this, guys. There's still somebody big at 40. So you still got to break through 40 once again. Seems like they want to sell that name. So we'll wait on Nikola coming downside here, possibly through 39.75.
Yeah, and Moderna, as I went to a bit of a bathroom break there, bounces shy of that 85, so it doesn't quite get down to where I'd like to have an entry. Still looking at 87.50 as resistance. American Airlines, we were talking about that bottom at 11.50 for potential breakdown. It's starting to really, really consolidate. This market's heading back to the north side here. We're up 0.5% on the ES and at the highs. Currently, also, you know, the NASDAQ doing the same thing. Might be an interesting spot to go long in front of an 11.50. I'm going to be short if it ever takes out the low, but I'll take a stab here at American, see if it can't hold that little bottom. I'd prefer it at 11.55 for a really, really tight stop, but I'll take a few shares here in front of that 60 and then again at 55. And I'll be reversing if it ever takes 11.50, that low of the day. But it's putting in the bottom. The market's trying to do so as well. We'll dip into some shares here of American Airlines. Still looking at that TNXP if it ever gives me a pullback. But at this point, we talked about this. It was our first trade of the day. Long at $1.04 here in front of that nice little dollar mark. We got out in front of almost a high wick, and we talked about that 133, the pre-market top. Look at this reversal. I'm going to start thinking about shorts now. I will long in front of a buck, but if it ever gets back to 120, I'll short in front of this $1.25, and for the first time at least. Just got some AL long, but I want to short 120 on TNXP into that one even before I'd go long. Brennan, what do you got?
I just saw this story in the pre-market, actually, not recently, but a little bit of a story on eBay, guys. There's a company from Norway at Vinta that won an auction to buy eBay's classified advertising unit. Deal's worth about $9 billion. I saw this, as I said, in the pre-market, but didn't think much of it. eBay's still really not doing much, but relative volume is definitely a little bit high today. We did gap up, but sold off down to 58 here for eBay. Tight consolidation on a daily time frame, though. Worth a watch, I think, guys.
Sometimes got to have tight outs here. AZN, we take that out right there, 61.15. So that's a nice little dollar win on the last bit. We did not get out for that maximum win, which would have been 61.75 there. So falling down a little bit there on AZN, but we've captured ourselves. We've saved ourselves about 20 cents there on that out. So AZN, nice little retracement back downside. We could break even lower on this name here, but again, that and mRNA have just been such a roller coaster ride today. 85 and change now. mRNA makes its way all the way down to 78. Now looking to take out 87.50 to the high side there is mRNA. NIO as well. That tried to do a fake out there on a 12 break. It does not really do anything. I get out at 12 like we said there, and now it's back upside. So we'll check out NIO. I think it's going to be interesting if it breaks through 12.25. Yeah,
absolutely. And just that Moderna back here, it just bounced off 85 where I'd like to have gotten in, but failure, failure, failure in front of that 87.50 that I've been mentioning and that Sean just reiterated there. So look, if it's going to break through this time, look at that shallow retrace. I don't like the long as much. I think this little dip is what you were looking for to catch $1.50 worth of a scalp. If that's not going to happen, I'll need to see it bounce one more time off 85, and then I'm looking for a breakout at 87.50 is my next entry point into that. We didn't get stopped out yet in NIO, but it is back up to this 12.15 area. This is what we got in the first time as it tries to roll over. I'll probably just reload here at the same price, see if we can't get back into the same position with the same stop, but all of it this time at that 15 mark. I'm not going to give it all to the high. Each time you bounce off this, look, it's bullish today. It's bouncing off VWAP. That's sort of a, sort of a strong move. So I'm going to fade into it. I'm going to have only the tight stop the second time through, and if there's a third time, I probably will not reload at all, guys.
And that's the thing, guys. I mean, that's part of what we're trying to do here. Not only is hopefully this show's entertaining, and hope you guys like it, but also just giving you guys a little bit what's going through our mind when we're making these trades, why we're setting up certain things as well. And I did want to bring up to everyone's attention one more time here. Make sure that you do join us, guys, here on Twitter. I have most of the time about 10 to 15 direct messages every day. These are just the ones that I've accepted. There'll be some waiting there. So if you did have any questions, comments, or concerns, how can we improve? You want to talk to us? You want to see what's going on? Definitely message us all over the place there on Twitter. Or even, guys, I have a little Instagram page. Actually, I should load this up. I thought I posted something on the weekend on here. Oh, yeah, there it is. My favorite coffee mug, other than this one, our Trader TV Live, like a boss, sitting here on Friday, was actually watching. My kids did do all of their chores, so they got Pokemon Sword there, guys, and that was something that what they're playing. I don't know anything about Pokemon Sword. If you guys like that, there it is. Here's another quote: "Do more of what works and less of what doesn't." So I wish we would have took that. This was an hour ago. I wish I would have took that advice and not traded Facebook, and that's why we stepped away from that. And you haven't seen me do that yet today. Only losing stock today, Facebook, guys.
Yeah, I just got stopped out on that quick little tight stop that I mentioned on NIO. I want to clarify here because I see John asking if I got long or short in AAL. So it is confusing, I know, when you have a bottom like that. And I initially did say, yes, I am going to short if it ever breaks that low at 1150. But I did dip into the long trade. It's held so nicely and the market was heading to the upside that we did start to position at 61. I'll take some out at VWAP, and then if it gets any higher, I start to reevaluate it. Again, it's more of a scalp trade always in American Airlines. Take advantage of that 24 million in volume. It's not going to move, $2, $3 at a time, but if you can catch, 15, 25, 30-cent moves, that's fantastic in American. I'll add more if it gets down to 1155. It'll be out and short at 1150, but we're long here at 61. So that's the clarification on that name. mRNA continues to test that 85, not quite getting there. But I also want to sort of quickly go back into this DNR, which is really, really starting to, it's done 100 million shares here, but it's really starting to taper off. And this 25 area has been holding. If it ever broke, the only thing about that trade is it's basically, it'll be a 10% move to the close, but that's at 22.5 cents from Friday. So most of this is basically baked in. The story there was that rumor that had come out that they were being bought at $1.20 from the CEO's mouth was entirely bunk. So that's why you're seeing it come off there. Maybe you look at a 25 break, you'll catch a little bit, but I wouldn't expect much more than a couple of pennies. If you're a penny stock trader, fantastic, load up and take your profits. I'm still looking for that break. It just hasn't done it yet.
Okay, yeah, and good little analysis there. Look, we're always looking at different stocks. If you could, guys, please, where's that join button? Maybe you guys could hit it if you have it up there, but we'll hit that join button right now. If you can, guys, it's very important. Join us. Maybe no one can find it. There it is. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Join us up there. It's $5 a month. It's going to get you on the chat here in green. Like you can see, we have a lot of members right now. Join the club. Every time you roll over, you'll get a new little emoji here. It should be fun. We do the show for free, guys. It's an easy way. Get your questions asked a bit faster. If we see the members throw up a question there, we definitely will ask that ASAP. We'll try to answer that. So you ask it, we'll answer it. Brendan has something.
APDN, guys, we were talking about this one back on Friday, had some COVID-related or COVID-19 vaccine-related news. Back on Friday, you can see huge move. Went from 950 all the way up to 17.5. Kind of faded throughout the entire session. We're setting up here for something. It looks like 1080 holding as support here, still doing decent volume for APDN. Another one with vaccine news, guys.
Vaccines to the left of them, vaccines to the right of them. It's ridiculous here. It feels like there's almost too many. My personal suggestion in a situation like this is don't try to trade every single one of these vaccine names. You've seen us basically focused on AstraZeneca and Moderna, and we identified that. It's one of the reasons why you should hit that subscribe is we talk about this at 9 o'clock, our preparation, which names we like the best, and we've sort of laser focused on those to the chagrin of maybe looking at a Pfizer, which I'm going to continue to basically kind of play for a bit of a bounce play, but it just was nowhere near the prices that I liked for support. Bouncing, 86.70 here. I wanted 86 quarter to 50. If it had gone that far, I certainly would have been involved. AAL pushing into the downside one more time here. Like I said, I'll reverse to the short if it breaks 1150, but I am going to add more to my position now that we're in front of this 1155. But it's also 1050, and that means Money Talks with Brennan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's talk about some currencies, see how things are shaping up so far in currency world. US dollar weakness big time today to the downside, so we're seeing everything on here related to the US dollar in positive territory, including the euro 114.3. If you remember, that's up from where we were back on Friday. Canada US dollar here, the CAD just dipping back below 74. It was briefly above 74, but 73.8, still up 0.3% on the day here. The British pound having a nice day, 126.4, 0.6%. You can see we're getting back into the top end of the range here. If you go to the chart here, 126.5. Top end of the range is going to be 126.7, and then 126 on that little wick high, 0.8. So above that, off to the races for the British pound, having a nice day. To the upside, both the Japanese yen and Swiss franc also higher. Australia, New Zealand also higher. You see the trend developing, even cryptos. Bitcoin, worth mentioning, did dip below that 9,200 support. So for a week and a half, 2 weeks even, 9,200 has held as support. We are positive on the session, but just barely, where you can see Ethereum having a nice day. 2%, 237.50 for Ethereum. Bitcoin not really doing anything. Let's go back to Neil.
Thank you, Brendan. We just broke that 85 support on mRNA. And again, the first bounce is the one that I wanted. We talked about that one, so not grabbing that second bounce just yet. You're seeing it put in a couple of lower highs. If it holds VWAP, great. I think at this point, I can at least test a short in front of that 87.50. I still have a stop to go long on a break of that price, so might as well use that for a potential reversal. Moderna is still down 11%, so remember, short, sell, restricted. If you don't know what that means, we did do a video on that on our Market Wisdom page. And also, coming up, guys, we are going to be dropping the last of our futures videos. That's going to be just before the end of the show. This one is actually on trading strategies. If you want to see them all, go check out our Market Wisdom page. But this is the final one that we'll be dropping on the futures. And speaking of the futures, sort of holding at the high and turning over. More importantly for me, Moderna turning over. And I might not be able to get that pullback short in front of 87.50. I'm gonna have to take something a little bit tighter this 86, but there's lots of room back to the end, to the bottom at 78, and down 11%. It feels like Moderna wants to go through a sell-off one more time. I will be short at some point through in front of 87.50. Just has to give me an entry that I like, and first it's gonna be the pullback, not this breakdown at 85. I want to jump back over to American Airlines. It is the position we have on to the long side. I'm trying to add very passively here. Again, it's a very tight consolidation, 1150 to 1165. So there's no need to chase this one up. I'll let it come to me here. I do have that reversal to the short side at 1150, which is going to remain in play. But Brennan, what do you got?
Just checking on BOX here. BOX, big time pop here on volume for BOX. Went from 1850 up to 1930 in a straight line, but was doing basically nothing all morning. And then a big pop here, both price action and volume on BOX, guys.
Whoa, we definitely want to make sure we look out for some of those. I want to jump over to AIM. Brendan, you had mentioned this. It is rolling over, about to take out this 355 on the way back, up 19%. This is an interesting pivot point here. It did bounce off that a couple of times on the way back. It had a nice move off the open, made a 75-cent overall move, but this midway point was a bit of support. If it breaks that support, I'm going to jump into this short. It's over on the Amex here in AIM. So 355 for me. I will jump into the short on AIM. NEO is headed towards that 1225 top. We are going long if NEO breaks that top. It's 5 cents away. So we've had our order sort of locked and loaded and ready to go for quite some time. But add AIM to the list that we're going to look for. But that's a short side trade through 355. And here comes NEO through 1225. We're going to be long when that breaks, hopefully any second now.
I did want to give a big thank here as we have a look at Rusty. Thank you so much for coming on board. Big time member there. Thank you for joining us. We really like that. And Mr. Wheelie Man as well. I just see that right now. Thank you for putting this channel together. Thank you so much for those words there. And yeah, we're trying to mean a lot to a lot of people. So hopefully we can continue with that. Neil just talking about NEO, so we'll see here breaking through the top. Obviously, we like that. We've talked about why we've liked long on NEO. We've only ever gone long today, and we only went long once, and that was down here at 1155 off that early morning break. So Goldman downgrades it, then they get long themselves, and now you're going to see it breaking through 1225. Let's go long there as well, guys.
And we reload finally, sort of waiting for a 60 pullback in AstraZeneca, and it took forever, but we finally did get that position on. So look, we're going to take this one hopefully into VWAP for the first half. And there's Neil. We actually just got that long break as well. The second half, we'd see if we can't get a 61 break on AstraZeneca. But Neo with that break, and we talked about being patient. It's into 11 o'clock-ish. So this is a time of day you don't want to be over trading. We had a couple of pullback longs earlier, and then we shorted this at 12.15, waiting for this break to have another long trade. Now 12.50 is going to be the next target to the upside. I think you maybe give this one till about 12.10-ish, where we're getting that short trade earlier. So AstraZeneca and now NEO added to my long positions. Of course, we already have American Airlines.
Yeah, I like it breaking through 1204, 1205 as well there. So we'll check that out. Trying to get some out as well. NIO. Okay, that's that one. Oh, I didn't want to talk about Space. That was the name that I wanted to look at before, because I told you yesterday, or told you this morning, that Space was probably headed to the south side there. It only really moves on news, and there wasn't much today. So I thought it was a little overextended in the pre, and then you have it crashing down to 22. So a win's a win on that one. We're not short, but we did advise you guys maybe to go short there. We did take some out at 29 there on NIO. Now it's fading back down. So let's wait to give this one all the way back to 1205-ish. No worries here. This stock is going to be moving around and bouncing up another 11% today. NIO, guys.
Yeah, you just can't seem to stop that one. And, you know, speaking of can't seem to stop it, Moderna does pull in 283 here. So this is now making a bit of a turn. If it does pull back up to the upside, I wanted to be able to short a pop. First look's going to be around 86. We always have a reverse at 87.50-ish area, but I am looking to see if we can't short in front of 86. First stop there. AZN's a tight stop for me. I am long at 60.21, but I have a 60 stop, and there was always a pullback in front of that even. If it does break it, we'll be in and out very, very quickly on that. As it's getting into lunchtime, I don't want to give away that profit that we had on the first AstraZeneca long, but I believe Brendan has something for us.
Guys, you're seeing some individual silver names popping up as far as relative volume is concerned. So silver producers and also ETFs like this one, SILV on the NYSE ARC exchange. Huge volume spike there as we broke through 980 very briefly, but 7.5%. Highest level today for silver since 2016, guys.
Yeah, silver. We had some traders talking about silver before and how much they like that. So good on you guys for picking up some silver. I don't have any in my account. Wish we did. Okay, good little look there. Uber right now moving around a little bit. Let's just check it. Maybe I'm wrong there. Let's just check out here. I think it's 2.5%. Yeah, nice little move upside on Uber. Looking to break through the top. 33.25 here. That's right where we're at now. The top is 35. So no surprise, I guess, as the futures go. We've had a lot of winners on Alibaba. I mean, this reload, one of my top stocks today just because of this reload spot. We get out there, 255 as we talked about it. The top was the top of this consolidation. Now you're breaking back down below VWAP. Watch out, man. Maybe this is the move to the downside here on Alibaba, but I hate shorting a stock that's up 3% into a day that is only up 0.32. So Baba, relatively strong. We know why. There's news around this name. I'm actually going to stay away from the short on Alibaba, but Nicola, good out on that name as well. We still have small shares. We're waiting. I'm actually looking to see if we should pick some up. Don't know what happened there. I meant to pick some up around VWAP. We'll try that trade one more time here. But Nicola off those warrants, off the share exercises, guys, only heading to the downside. We now are ready, though, with Valeria at the big screen with a European update. What's up, Veep?
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe mostly in a positive territory, though Britain is down 0.35%. Germany is up 0.85%. France is up 0.44%. Italy is up 1.08%. And Russia is up 1.34%. In terms of individual stocks, Mark & Spencer fell 2% today after Sky News reported its plans to cut hundreds of jobs in the following weeks. That's all with Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Thank you there, Valeria. Just adding to the NEO long, we get a breakout at this time of day, and I say this, it could be a bit of a broken record here, but you get a breakout at this time of day through that sort of a high that it's put in at 12.25. I like to leave some shares open for a pullback into previous resistance, which was at that 12 quarter that we're, so 12.15 that we're getting out. So I did buy a little bit of a dip here at 12.19 or so. I want to add to it if we can get anywhere close to that 12.15 mark. So just adding to the NEO long, we're basically flat on American Airlines. It's still holding that bottom. We're probably going to need the futures to break through to help us out, but it's a tight stop to that low a day where we got a reversal. Anyways, I just want to sort of jump back into Moderna here. It just doesn't seem to want to give us that pullback short trade that we're looking for into 87. It's basically stalling out here, so it might actually be this 86 that we're going to have to jump into. Just a little bit of a tighter stop at this time of day. It is 11 o'clock, of course, and you know that means one of our favorite segments that we're going to be having, which is that guest trader of the day. And all of our guest traders get one of these bad boys. Lewis Daniels watches. I got mine on, and anyone that is on this month and next, of course, gets a Lewis Daniels watch. So a big shout out to our sponsor and thanks to them for providing those. Just that quick little update. We are getting close to that 86 level on mRNA. If we break above 86.50, I'm going to start looking for a place to get in, but not on the way up. I want to see it roll over and then catch some shares back on the way down. So I want to see it turn above my 85.50 area to 86, and then we'll grab a short on the way back down in mRNA. We still like that 87.50 as a bigger level, and maybe we'll dig in a bit more if it ever got to that price.
Yeah, mRNA, good level there. I have yet to trade it, but we'll wait to see on this one. AZN bouncing around a little bit here. That was just a bad order that we left to get out of this long, which obviously we did not need to. So we did go short, but we didn't mean it. So we get out there on a 60-50 break, not a big trade there. Okay, now though, I am looking to see if this thing wants to come back to the downside. AstraZeneca, how low did we get, man? 58 and change there. I still think this is going to be a good little report that I mean, it's already out, but I still think that they're going to get this vaccine and sort that out. But right now, 60.53 looking like a decent long. If that does come on in, the only other trade we have right now is this NIO. We're going to wait for that. We've been rebuilding this stock again. 21 we've averaged in off of our 25 break. So it could be coming to the downside, which it is. So, you know, watch out there. 1205, 1206 is going to be roughly where I get out. That's sort of where this bunch out started and the run happened. So I do like to get out there if we can. Until then, nice little reload down there at 17.
Yeah, I just want to jump back to our first trade of the day, or at least my first trade of the day, which is that TNXP. I try not to get too far away from something we had success with, but it just doesn't want to seem to make that run up to the high of day. It's going to be a break if it takes out that $133 at any point. It hasn't even given me that short in front of a 125. I'll be all over it long if it gets down to like 102, 103 where we had it before. But if we get any higher here, I think I'm going to give it a couple of extra cents in front of that top. mRNA is trying valiantly to get back up to this 86 area for me to at least think about shorting it. But is that what I'm seeing there? Am I seeing an iceberg alert that just got broken at 85.50 on mRNA? So they just finally broke through. If this fails to get to 86, this could be the rollover point that we're looking for a quick little scalp short. But I want to see it sort of start to come back down. I just saw an iceberg on my level 2 get taken out. Want to make sure there isn't some support at that same price. If it holds this, we'll jump into the short in front of 86. I like 87.50 a little bit better. I did reload in NEO. My price still at 12.25. I wanted more if it got down to that 12.50 mark. It did not, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, we just scalped out a little bit there. We're back into NIO. We talked about where we got in there, 15s, 17s, and whatnot. Now we go back to the upside. Our average price now, $22.90. So, you know, not a huge average in down here, but got our price from 26 down to 22. So nicely into the money now, 1 penny. We still looking for that daybreak high on NIO, and if that happens, then that'd be pretty sweet. We'll be nicely in the money for that stock. I mean, it is pretty much. I mean, my top stock today continues to be Nikola, but we will hold out for NEO. Hopefully that can make a move, which it is right now. Going to try to overtake this as our high stock of the day. Let's get out some now off a 17 reload into 27s, guys. Nice little trade on NEO. We look for that to go upside. Definitely also want to check out some of the banks coming up soon too, guys.
Yeah, just got into the first leg of Moderna here. So we do have this short on. I will add to it one time, closer to 85.50 if we can. Roll this one down towards this low at 83.50 or so. If we can catch $1, $1.50 at this time of day, we'll be kind of happy with that trade. But I did tee it up for you, and Brennan is going to give the introduction. It is time for our guest trader of the day.
Hey guys, yeah, right on cue, 11:05. That means guest trader of the day time. If you want to come on and join us for the last hour of the show, send an email to marketing@tradertv.live and we'll get you on as a guest trader of the day. And yeah, Neil did tee it up there. Everybody coming on in July and August getting a Lewis Daniels watch. Great sponsor, Lewis Daniels Watches, hooking everyone up that comes on with for guest trader of the day with a great watch. That includes Ethel Nula joining us for the first time today as a guest trader of the day. Ethel, you're getting a Lewis Daniels watch for coming on and joining us today. It's been a busy one, exciting one with all things vaccine related moving around today. How has your morning been?
It's been exciting, let's say. Just letting you know, guys, I just started trading less than a month ago, so I am very, very, very new. And yeah, I just took 2 trades this morning and green.
It's an exciting time to start trading, and we love it that we're getting guest traders coming on with all ranges of experiences, brand new to very experienced veterans. So it makes it very interesting to get different takes on the market. Ethel, why don't you tell everyone where you are located, because I'm excited about that.
Okay, so I'm actually Salvadoran, but I have lived in Guatemala for the last 5 years. So I am here. I lived in Guatemala and in the city, basically.
Fantastic. And we're so happy that you're with us today. Let's get back into the markets. Here's Neil and Sean.
First of all, we're going to take out the big swing here, Ethel, because NEO, what a trade this has been, guys. Long, and then out again. 2 longs today, 1150 here, and upside 1180, then down now again. More. Feed us more, guys. NEO to the upside right now. But yeah, welcome on board, and don't be shy today, Ethel. We know that you are a new trader, so ask us any kind of questions you are interested in, and we'll continue to go upside. Did you want to talk about, you made 2 trades today, winners, losers, how did they work out for you?
Well, I was actually trading the same one that you guys were trading, the TNXP. I took one and I didn't actually make any profit on that. I was breaking even. And then I took another one and made 7 cents.
Okay, just hold on one second here. Rumble on, young fellow, rumble on. Bang! We take Rumble long, guys, through 27.82. Nice little $2 winner right now on Rumble, guys. Nice little win there. We took some off at 28 and change. Now we ripped to the top side, 29. Let's see how high this one wants to go. But RMBL, a name from last week, just a ho-hum, a nice little $2 winner here on RMBL. 27.85 long, guys, up to 29.85. And there it is, guys. Hot dog winners, multiple dollar winners today. And here's just another one on Rumble. Wow.
Just going to try to get some more shares of that Moderna. We'll get to that one in just a quick second. But I want to come back to that TNXP. I was trading this one as well this morning, Ethel. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, I had this one on in the pre-market. Did you wait until the open for your first trade? Do you engage in pre-market trades at all? I know we talk about the ones that we will have on, even if it's not every single day that we'll dip into the pre-market. Is that something you had on before 9:30 Eastern?
Yeah, it's actually, I took it before, and I was just watching, and I don't really like holding to exactly the open. Hello?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't like holding just exactly into the open, so I took either before or after.
Okay, Ethel, right here, Rumble, that's what we were yelling out there. Rumble halted, yeah. So Brendan is back in the building. We'll see, obviously, it must be some sort of price movement here. 26.56, we take it through 27.85. That's that high wick right here. Nice little, Brendan, we have a $2 winner on. We've already cashed it out. We still have 40% left. Give me some good news, my friend.
A little bit of product-related news on Rumble On. Obviously had that huge move up on Friday that we were talking about, but they're launching a new RumbleOn.com 3.0 expected in early August. That one coming out right at the open today, about 9:30. But nice move again today for RMBL, guys.
Rumble on. I got to get back to Neo. You do see the sponsor up there, so Ethel, I hope you do enjoy that watch when you get it. I got mine on. We also have that Neo trade on, and it's been a couple of longs. Well, it's been multiple longs. The big ones have been the breaks, first at 11.50 and now at 12.25 that we teed up. And I'm just looking to get out more shares in front of this 50 mark. I've made this mistake in the past where it doesn't quite get to that 50 and rolls over. So I will try to take some more shares out here in the mid-30s if I can. mRNA is headed back to the 86 level, so if it breaks, I'm going to cover that and look for the 87.50, which we did like a little bit better on. But I just wanted to ask you quickly, how many trades, you talked about being a beginner trader. How many trades do you make a day? You started a month ago. Did you start with live trades right away or any paper trading involved there, Ethel? I
did paper trade a little bit before, but I started less than a month ago, I think like 3 weeks ago. And I just opened up a very small account. And I am trading with real money, but with a very small account, and I am taking care of the amount of shares that I take each time. So I haven't taken a huge amount of shares yet. So that's what I'm doing. Normally what I do is like I take 2 or 3, probably 6 trades at the most early in the morning. And then I keep watching the show just to keep learning, because I don't think that I'm there yet to just be trading and trading all day long. I do like watching, and sometimes I take notes. Most of the time I take notes of what I would have done, but I'm not actually trading after, let's say 9 my time. That will be 11 more or less.
Okay, I mean, that's very similar to what we might be thinking about at this time of day, although, of course, we have trades on. I just got stopped out of that short on Moderna. I do like the 87.50 a little bit better. Like I said, I might dig in a little bit deeper there. I just got a question about NEO. I'm still in some of these shares, but not much. Sean, maybe he'll give an update on his. When it gets to 12.50, I'm going to be all out, looking for a break through that price as well. So you can see me getting out. You know, once it hit about 12.32 on that breakout long, we started taking it out. We take it out from there to 12.50. That's pretty much sort of a carbon copy of what we'll normally do on this trade, or at least I'll normally do on this style of a breakout in a NEO. Other names might move a little bit more, but it's going to give me either a pullback likely back to this 12.15 to reload, or it's going to give me a 12.50 break at this time of day. And if you don't have direct market access, I get it. You're going to be holding on to this trade a little bit longer. I like to play the scalp. I like to play the dip reload, which we already did once at 12.18. Let's see if we can't do it again at about 12.15 or catch a 12.50 break. In the middle, not going to be touching it. Just updating American Airlines here. Not doing a heck of a lot. I'm long basically at this price, 11.59. It's sitting at 56. Low a day, 11.50. That's where I'll reverse to the short trade there. We have... Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go.
Yeah, good. Okay, guys, yeah, we're still in the money here, 27 cents on NEO, still rocking to the upside. And, guys, we just did post it up here as well. NEO, big trade here on Twitter. Follow me, guys. Also, Rumble, and I did want to talk about that one. Look at this, guys, 27.50 long, out in 1 minute, up $2. Nice little win, and I did just want to extend this out a little bit here. I don't know. I put an order right now at 35.50. We'll wait to see on Rumble, because here's the 1 day on this name here. We'll just, oh, there it is. It's now open, so nice little run here. 31 and change, guys. Not a horrible spot. Maybe get some out here on Rumble if we can, and then we'll wait to the top side right now. But I guess it's not going to get 35. We'll get it out. There it is. Bang! Nice little win on Rumble. Let's just keep going. Now we hold the rest. Huge win there. $4. Now we'll get more. Not even sure why I took that out. I was just talking about 35. But here we go, guys. Upside on RMBL. Bang! We are long, 27.85. Nice little $5 winner. Go, go, go. And NIO to 42 as well. What a big day this is turning out to be after all. Sorry about that, Ethel. Neil, you had a question for her?
No. I was actually looking for the update as well. But I'm all out of NEO here, but I'm going to look for the breakout trade. Just one thing. You did mention, of course, that you stopped trading or slow down at 11 o'clock. And I'm gonna obviously suggest here that you still paper trade, even if you stop live trading. So are there plays that you are looking at right now, something that you may be thinking about for a paper trade, or that you think would be a good idea that you might not be putting on because of the time of day?
No, I do. I would love to paper trade. The thing is that I haven't find actually a platform in which I would be comfortable paper trading. Some of them have delays and stuff like that. So what I do is like I keep watching and I just keep taking notes, and sometimes I take screenshots and I just probably paper trading, but with actual paper. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like for me, is I had to wake up at 5 in the morning and turn on the computer at 6 a.m. and that stuff. And then at 7 a.m., my time, your show starts. So by that, I have to be ready already. And I had to do my homework before your show starts. So then when I have something that coincides with what you're saying, then I'm reassured of the trade that I'm going to take.
I'd love to see that. Look, paper trading got its name for a reason. You don't necessarily need to have access to something that allows you to do it systematically. We do here at Day Trade the World, fortunately, with a good simulator if anyone ever wants to try that. But certainly just following along in a chart is not the worst thing in the world. I want to jump back to TNXP. I just got into position. I've been sort of waiting around for a retest of 125. We only had the one long we had at 103, 104. Got that out all the way up at that $1.25. Now going to short into that 125 range here. I got 122.5. I'll roll some of this into VWAP, and then if it gets down towards that bottom, you can see this turquoise line here. I'm actually bidding. This was trying to get long at some point on a dip, so I will go long in front of $1 on TNXP if it gets there. But for now, I'm playing the top end of the range, and if it takes out 125, I'll be out of the short. If it breaks 133, I'll be into the long. That's just that pre-market top. So 133 break on TNXP will be long. 1250 break on NEO, I'll be long one more time. If it breaks 1150 on AAL, I'll reverse my long into a short position, which feels like it might be happening sometime soon. Just consolidating at this time of day. Very, very sleepy trade here, but AAL trying to make some upward bound move with the futures hanging around their highs. And sort of as I say that, and we have one of our video coming out on future strategies, Ethel, do you follow what's happening in the broad market for your trades, or you just sort of stick to, this is my stock, this is the level I'm looking at, this is my entry, this is my exit, I don't care what's happening in the rest of the market? What's your approach?
Well, since I'm still learning, yeah, I try to get as many sources of information as I can, but I also try to not overwhelm myself with a lot of information, with a lot of probably unnecessary information. So yeah, I'm trying to be on top of what is happening, but I also have my watch list, and I try to stick to that watch list that I have or that I build every morning. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's definitely an important thing. I want to get back to some trading here for a quick second. Sorrento holding some consolidation around VWAP. Looks like it's trying to break back up. I'm watching about this sort of 840-ish level to the upside. See if it can hold an $8 range. It's up 20%. It's already made a couple of big moves. Looking to see if it can make a secondary push here through 840. So I'm going to trigger along if Sorrento does get through that 840 price. Only a few positions on, but I think this is a time of day where you dig in for those secondary pushes. It's not always going to be that pre-market high of the day or the high of the day break. A lot of times it's just breaking out of consolidation. And Sorrento's done 38 million, so the volume is good. It's actually maintaining volume decently for the time being, but 840, I'll be snapping into the long trade in Sorrento. So add that to the NEO 1250 mark. Also still looking at this TNXP. It's working in the money for me here, short at 122.5. But until it gets down closer to VWAP, I'm not going to be taking anything off. It's only a couple of cents in the money. That's not enough for me for the time being here. Shauna, Rumble in the jungle over there. I missed that one. I'm glad at least one of us has it because it was good last week, good again today. Brennan's a master with coming up with some of these names. Here comes NEO back to the downside. I might be looking for a reload at the quarter.
Yeah, and Brendan, thanks for that. But yeah, Rumble, we looked at it, and we noticed it down here, and then I just reversed into a little bit, or not reversed, but we finally get into one, taking out this 27.75. We're just going to give it back to there as well, so it could get out here. We have 10% left, like we always do hold, and then bang, 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 out, out, out. Good out there. I always try to get out off the reopen at least a little bit. So here it goes, and there we go. We are now flushed out. Even our last little bit's a win there. So yeah, basically. Rumble goes into my largest stock of the day there, almost at NEO still, of course. NEO's monstrous, but Rumble, nice little move there, out. And again, guys, just as a lesson, I'm not going to hold this through the spot that I took the shares in. So we get out there, nice little trade. We actually win on our last little bit as well. So good little trade there, a couple 10 cents. Now we'll wait for another move upside, but Rumble already broke that top, so we're off that. NEO, basically, what a win that was. Feel like Superman today on NIO. Basically got them all out up here at 40. Now we watch this thing fall back down. So great out. I did put another trade to go back long if it breaks the high again, but right now we are all out of NIO. So nice little trade happening there for us. And AZN, we're waiting for that flush one more time. See if we can't break through 59.70 and then head downside. It does resist right off that VWAP. So a bunch of good trades happening here. We're just going to look for some more. And by the way, OJ, I gave you this Microsoft early on. I have not traded it, and I don't really know why. This was the level we talked about in the pre-market, 205. It's up to 207 and change. So great little trade there for Microsoft. I hope most of you guys got that one. It's been nothing but cash money here for MSFT today.
Speaking of cash, I'll go with the cash cow. Just got out of some of TNXP. I did mention, first target, it's gotta hit VWAP, or at least test it first. So you're gonna get that 122 half short. First leg out, and it's just only about 20% of it at 117. We'll work it all the way out below. I'll reload one time in front of a $1.25 if I can get it. But I just want to get back over to NEO here very, very quickly. It is pulling back just a little bit. It's not very deep. I actually have an order sitting here at 12.15. We tried to get another dip buy at that price. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Now that it's tested, cancel that order. There we go, get rid of that order. Now that it's tested that 1250 and rolled over, it's likely, it's either gonna be binary for me, break out 1250 or pull back in and hold 12 even. So I sort of open things up in terms of the range that I'm willing to get in, and only at the periphery. Why? Because it's that time of day that I don't want to get chopped around. Want to make sure I have a level that I'm working from. Want to make sure the stock is actually moving. So NEO for me, it's gonna be holding 12, or it's gonna be breaking 1250. You see here that we have sort of a clean chart, Ethel. So my question to you, the only thing I literally have on here is VWAP, and if I have anything else, sometimes it's on another one. I might have a moving average somewhere in a daily. Do you look at technical indicators? Do you find they cloud things up? Where are you sort of at in that progression? I've seen traders start out and they have so many lines on their charts that I have no idea how to make any sense of it. But for you, do you try to keep it clean early on, or do you have anything that's your go-to?
Yeah, I actually, because of the Bollinger Bands video, I added the Bollinger Bands to my charts, and I normally use the VWAP and the Bollinger charts and the moving average. It's like my graphic seems like with a lot of lines, but I got used to it already with those three indicators basically. And yeah, because of the Bollinger Bands video, that was like, oh my God, that was so amazing to see that. I think that I watched it like 4 or 5 times already.
Good. Well, hey, man, that's a hot dog waiting to happen right there. Thank you, Ethel, for that promotion there. Check out our Bollinger Bands video on our Market Wisdom page. Valeria will throw that out. Just took a nice little win there off AZN, breaking back downside. We'll wait for 59 even. What up, Beep?
IBIO, guys, yeah, this thing really impressive today. 122 million shares now, 80% to the upside. Yeah, just breaking to day highs here above 650. You can see the volume coming in at day highs here. We touched 705 up there on that last little spike as well. But IBIO, vaccine related, obviously, but huge volume today, guys.
Yeah, I mean, monster volume. That's going to be the key for me. Just crushing, crushing NIO by about 50 million shares or so. It's gone already parabolic. So you have nothing here on the daily chart to even look at. Just wanted to show you guys. If it ever starts to really give you consolidation, you can think about some shorts. But at this point, 720, forget about it. That's not going to be good enough for me. We'll try to play some breakouts if we can on this name. A little bit late to this party, but we have a few winners on for you that we've already had in small cap world. And there he is. Gino is back. Thank you very much for that. Again, with the $50 super chat, Gino Fast. And Sean just hit the key right there. He wants to know about some Tilray, more back into the pot stock world, I should say.
Yeah, I think pot stocks are eventually going to be hot again. I just don't know, obviously, Gino, when that's going to be. Obviously, they're selling a lot. Government regulation still is in the way here. We will look at Tilray. Look, I honestly, guys, I think that until we have some settled down with the election talk here, Trump is not going to be very good for marijuana, but Biden should be. So we'll wait to see here. It needs to break out. If we look at a larger time frame here on Tilray, this is what I'm talking about, man. We're just really doing nothing. We're going from 7 to 9 up to 11 and change. We still need to get above this 50-period moving average, which is roughly 850. If we can get that on Tilray, that's good. But we are teetering right here on a bottom, 690 now to the bottom on Tilray. So that could be a problem for anybody looking at that. And then CGC as well. It is above its 50-period, if I'm not correct here. Yes, and I like this name a little bit better, Gino. So that's a little bit of a tip right there. Obviously, they took out Acreage Holdings, and that was big for U.S. licenses. Now you're coming out with hopefully wider spread use of CBD. Once that gets accepted, the NFL is already looking at that as well. I know major sports trying to, the THC content is sort of what drives you. So the CBD is more of a medical look. So we'll definitely check that out. But maybe if there is specific news around the cannabis spot, Brennan can find some. But that's just my look on some of these charts. And speak of the devil, what up?
Yeah, nothing nothing big as far as headlines today when it comes to the cannabis names, but good look there. Guys, we were talking about some of the tech stocks coming back to life a little bit. We had 3 days to the downside last week for the NASDAQ. Look at NVIDIA here, just sitting right at day highs here, 416. About to break on NVIDIA. Nice trending move to the upside off of the flush at the open. AMD, guys, another one just now breaking to day highs. So 5650 coming into play. Big volume behind some of the chip makers, guys.
Yeah, and starting to roll over is this IBIO. I'd be a little more interested in NVIDIA if it was at 420. You know, someone just mentioning in the chat there that I hadn't said that number today, but look, I don't make it up. It's the price levels that matter here for me, and some just interesting coincidence that you get that 420 number. I am going to roll into some IBIO here. I was waiting for it to pull back below that 7 even, so I will pick a few shares up to the southbound side. We just got 86s here, short in front of 7. I think I'll probably give this back, you know, maybe to the 7, and then 725 will be a breakout. If it does want to, you know, fail this move down, I do like that long break. We just also got Sorrento, so SRNE for the first time today is going to be a play for me. We've had this stock before, but I just like the break of this consolidation. You know, it's had all morning long. Maybe make a retest at 890. Solid volume, not maybe as good as IBIO, but solid in its own right. So a couple of new positions on there. Long, of course, just now in Sorrento, but the short that you just saw in IBIO in front of that high of the day. I still like that breakout through 725 if it ever gets there, but for now, we're going to be jumping into the short. NEO, nah, nothing to do there.
New idea here. Microsoft, we go long here, 50s. Instantly in the money, and bang! A quick little 15-cent win there. So Microsoft near the day's high, breaking the day's high. We go long there, smoke it out there for 15 cents. Now let's wait to see here. Hold the rest. Microsoft very strong. The tech sector, we just went over it, very strong today as well. Unfortunately, the only losing stock I have today, guys, honestly, is Facebook. You can see the damage that we've been doing to the bottom side here. Look at that. Look at those P&Ls. If they go through, you're going to see, guys, today, AstraZeneca. This is the 30-cent winner that we have on. Alibaba, I don't need to say anything about that one. That's been destroyed to the long side as well. Facebook, not good. We'll talk about that. All these shorts blown up. That's a bad one. Luckin Coffee's been good. Microsoft, we currently have on. Let's see how that works. NIO, back-to-back longs. Those have been jacked up for me. Nikola as well. In and out of Nikola. We get out on VWAP. Save us this move downside. And then Rumble taking out number 2 spot for me today off that big move up. Unfortunately, this always happens to me, guys. Whenever I'm stuck in a halt, it always goes the other way. So just FYI on that one. But not lucky, but lucky to get out there anyways a little bit. But yeah, so far today, guys, 6 for 7. Only losing trade Facebook. You know the drill, guys.
Guys, watch out HTBX, which we had sort of a mixed result with. It was a great breakout long. We did hold the last 20% for a hit back through 3 even, but it's trying to test this 325. And again, I'm not actually long yet on the break. Yes, the previous high was in front of 25, but it actually just reversed exactly at 325. I am going to go long if it breaks it. You can maybe think about a pullback into 3 even, which we tried once. I'll try it again after it tests the high, but another breakout potential is going to be this name here through that 325 mark. I also want to remind you that coming up here, and Ethel, I hope you do watch this one. We talk about the futures often. This is going to be about futures trading strategies. Sean and I often are mentioning this as an indicator of the futures, the ES or the NASDAQ. But today it's going to be talking about actual trading strategies when it comes to that. So do tune in. Going to be dropping in about 20 minutes or so. Valeria will give the link. But for now, let's throw it back to Brandon, who has something for us.
Yeah, we just touched on a couple of chip makers here. Here's another one, Skyworks Solutions, NVIDIA, AMD running this one as well, right at day highs, guys. Morgan Stanley increasing their price target on SWKS today, guys.
I love that name, Skyworks. Wow, big into the 5G there for sure. Skyworks near all-time highs, I believe, anyways. Huge move up. Snapchat, also a name that reports tomorrow. We will be doing a video tomorrow on earnings, and we'll watch Snapchat come through on that one. 25.10 here. Looks like a nice little spot. We're just bouncing around. This is going to be a spot where, again, we'll have to see what happens when it gets there. We will take a long, and then we'll only give it back down to 25. So small little 10-cent or so window here on Snapchat, looking to see if we can't make new day's high coming up to $25. And here we go. Let's just see upside 26. Okay, so we do have more room. We can break through that. Ethel, you have a Snapchat account?
Yeah, I do. Everybody does.
I don't. What do you think of Snapchat? I don't have an account, and I don't know if I ever will. But Snapchat's popular back again, especially with Facebook. A lot of people dropping the advertising there on Snapchat. What do you think about Snapchat?
Like, yeah, not my favorite social network right now, but yeah, it's something that.
What is TikTok? What's your favorite right now?
Instagram, honestly, and I do like I do like TikTok, but I don't have an account set up yet.
Ethel, I better see you following me here on Instagram. I'm trying to get to 1,000.
Of course,
there we
I'm
go.
following you. Yeah.
Ding. Good job there, Ethel. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, we'll continue to provide content for you guys over on that as well. But here goes Microsoft again, back to the upside there. Let's just see how far this one wants to run. We're going to get some out at 208 if it gets up there, and then we'll let the rest run for us, guys. Microsoft and Jarhead, if you're paying attention here, I know you mentioned and you called it out. Thank you for that. Every time we take a Microsoft trade, it's normally a banger. So here it is right here. It's 15 cents in the money, depending on what kind of a stick you swing, guys. You may want to punch this one out, but we're going to wait for a little more upside here as Microsoft reports this week. It's probably my favorite stock to hold, to own, and to trade. So Microsoft with a dividend as well. Upside here. Nice little 20-penny winner here on Microsoft.
Yeah, we just got the break on HTBX through 325, but I want to update you on IBIO that we have short. We took the first half out on the dip down here to 670. The second half, we're still holding in front of the high of the day. We're going long at 725 no matter what, but I am going to see if we roll over, and if we roll over shy of that 720 high, 723 high, I'm going to see if we can't get back into some shares, but it has to start heading back down. So I'm going to play it both directions here. We turn at 25, adding to the short position for the second half. Otherwise, it's going to be a breakout long at 725 on this name. And SRNE, that break working for us. We reversed to the short side on American Airlines. It took out that 1150. But here comes the rollover, about to get into some shares of that IBIO. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. Just seems like it wants to break further to the upside, guys. It is what it is. We do want to make sure that we're updating you guys on the positions here. I know at times they have been incorrect throughout the day, but it looks like that is rectified. Let us know if there are any mistakes here opposed to what we say, but it looks pretty good to me. I now see that rollover that I'm looking for. Going to jump back in to some IBIO. Top end 725. That'll be a break long if we do get it. HTBX going to be buying some on the dip as well with that, but it's right here at that 325 mark that we initially liked it. I've gotten away from some of these I don't know, call it Moderna and the higher flying and AZN, some of these bigger names. Mostly that's because I find myself with a few more positions than I would normally have at this time. And at lunchtime, I don't want to have 10. Right now, I'm sitting in 5 or 6 positions. A couple of them that don't really move. We don't really have to get into some of that market making that we do because it's not very active, so it's easy to have multiple trades on. Just a question for you, Ethel. Do you have a position limit that you put on yourself? In terms of how many you might have, or is it 1, is it 2, is it 3 at a given time? Is there some kind of an upward bound where you're like, I don't want to handle anymore, so you just back away regardless of the setup?
I have a couple of rules that I've set for myself that I follow. For example, the amount of trades that I want to take per day. And one thing that I've noticed, and I also have stop loss for the day, like in total. And one thing that I've noticed is that my losses have been right after a win. So I'm like, okay, I made a good move right now. I'm green, and then I want to take another trade, and I stop myself because most of my losses have been like right after a win. So those are the kind of rules that I've set for myself, and just following your advice, guys, has been great for me.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear. That's interesting you say that after. I mean, a lot of traders will say after a couple of losses in a row they have their worst. But if you find, look, whatever works for you, if you find after a win you're making bad decisions, it could be the euphoria of the win and then seeing a setup that maybe isn't as good. I think it's a good thing to pay attention to. I think that
I'm overconfident probably after a win. So I'm like, okay, why am I actually taking another trade? Am I doing it because I'm overconfident, or am I doing it because I am actually seeing something that I can work on? And that has been the answer, that I am overconfident and not because I am seeing the indicators in the right place.
Beautiful,
Okay.
absolutely.
We do have Snapchat long here through 25.10. So a nice little long through Snapchat. Out some 12s, 14s, 15s. Not 12s, sorry. 14s, 15s. I think we might have got some 16s there. No, the high of the day is 15. So we're going to let Snapchat continue to run. Again, we do have some decent shares here. This one wants to go to the upside, I hope. We'll let Snapchat let itself go. There is some earnings tomorrow. Let's see how high. Here we go. Come on, let's go, Snapchat. Up through 14.15 will be the next little level that we need to break, obviously, as we go. And then we're going to wait for 20s after that. What's up, Ms. V?
Hello, Tal. Happy to
Hi,
finally,
Valeria.
yeah, happy to finally meet you. It's Girls Power in the building. Thank you very much for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen out there, we would love you to join us also. Please send your request to Marketing and Trader TV Live, and you will also receive free beautiful watches. Guys, special announcement, we're just 10 subs away from 60,000 of subscribers. So if you are not subscriber yet, please hit the subscribe button now. And also, Ethel and guys, do you know what happened to likes? Please like this video now. We really need your support. I'll see you later, and back to traders and Ethel.
And here we go, guys. Snapchat face slap time here, because Snapchat just moving now to the upside. Yeah, your boy did it again. A couple different longs on board there. Microsoft, beautiful win. And then we enter into Snapchat for an 8-penny win right now. We told you the next stop was going to be 20, obviously. So we'll wait to see if that comes through. But right now, we're actually long at 11 right here on Snapchat and gotten a few out already. So next stop, upside, Snapchat, reporting tomorrow. We do love this one. Let's see how far this can go, guys.
Yeah, I just want to update you guys on that American Airlines. It did break the low. We're into the short. I haven't really taken anything off. It's just a continuation of that move from the open. No reason to take it off too early here, as long as it wants to hold this trend to the downside. The trend is your friend, as we always like to say. In front of 1140, we'll take the first leg out if we get any opportunity there. It did have a nice little volume spike when it broke 1150, but for the most part, it is slowing down. So there's no need to be overly active on this name as long as it's in the money for us. Similar story, but a little bit more active of a trade is IBIO. We got that nice reload in front of that 723 high. We're looking to take it off again in the 70s, and then our next leg down and our ultimate target will be out in front of 640. So that should be a nice little winner. We've already taken some profit one time, and it will be a long through 725 if it ever breaks it. But Brendan's got something for us. What do you got?
A couple of things here, guys. On that Snapchat, SunTrust Robinson raising their price target to $24 from 15. So price target increase for Snap today. AstraZeneca, a couple more headlines just coming out, guys. They're leaning towards apparently a 2-dose strategy when it comes to COVID-19 vaccine. And they're saying by the end of the year, it could be in use. Guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was calling the fall for some of this, so that would be pretty sweet if that comes through by the end of the year. But who cares about AstraZeneca when you have this one? We pick up this one through the weeds here. Snapchat didn't even know about that price target, just looking at price action. And we also know that they report. And here we go, guys, right through 21. That's an 11-cent win in about a couple minutes here on Snapchat, and Scoutmaster takes it out. So that's what we always continue to do. Microsoft as well, guys, another 25-cent winner on board right now. So it's the same one, but we are now making new days high. I just tweeted at you, Jarhead, if you guys can see here, long Mr. Softy Jarhead, 207.52. Let's see how far we can go upside now. I hope you have that with us if you're in the chat. What up, my friend? Thank you for that. And also, I did want to give one more time another big shout out here to Mr. Gino Fast coming through. Thank you so much for that. I hope that's a share of some of the profits that you've made today. Always like it when our viewers are crushing it like we are. What up, Beep?
A little bit of a volume spike here, guys. Nicola, watch out. Nicola coming back into play maybe. 39 held on that last little dip again. We've been down here a few times, but a little bit of a volume spike here. Back to almost 40 once again for Nicola.
Love it.
I like that number. Sean mentioned it, and we knocked this one out with a couple of pins being knocked over if we got the bowling graphic. He said 25 cents. I just took 25 on the next leg of IBIO here. We had the reload at 710. We actually have those on right now. And then, of course, taking some out at 6 1/4, 6 3/4. I do have a bid sitting down here around that 650 mark for the next leg to the downside. I just wanted to see it put in that lower high. I'm still going to like it on a 725 break, but this is that time of day. You start rounding into these tops. You sort of pick these retracement trades. I like this one in IBIO. Again, it's a high flyer, a parabolic move already in. I like those retracements at this time of day just because of the risk reward. The high of the day is right there, only 10 cents, 10, 15 cents away from that reload. And then you have a chance to get, what was now a 25-cent win. And then hopefully 40 to 50 cents on the next leg to that downside. Unfortunately, however, a similar trade, but in the other direction, over in Sorrento, might not work out for us. We did have that pullback into VWAP here. So far, it's holding, so it's not too bad. But I am long in Sorrento at 840. It's trying to hold VWAP at 820. I was looking for a secondary push up towards that 9 even, a high of the day that it does have. But I'm not going to let this, half out's going to be around VWAP. The second half's going to be at 8 even. It's more of a risk to reward thing. Sorrento, yeah, there's plenty of upside in this trade, but I did miss that first move, which unfortunately was in the pre-market. When we were just coming on air, that thing was making a move up $2, and we did miss that trade, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We'll see if we can run this one to the upside, but I'm not going to let it go past VWAP and then 8 even on Sorrento. As much as it's a win, you don't want to have, so as much as we have some winners on, you don't want to throw that away just because you happen to be up, start running risk a little bit further than your chart will indicate to you there. I do have to get back to IBIO. It's right at about our target, that 650 mark, so you are going to see me take this one out at 652. So nice little 58-cent winner on IBIO. We'll go with the roller coaster because that's what it feels like that one's been all day long. IBIO, for now, I'm going to be flat. I am looking for a re-entry on a break of 725 and possible consolidation at 6 even. But we'll take that retracement scalp back away from the table and have a binary situation, either bounce off 6 or take a 725 break. Not going to be touching anything in between there. Going to try to stay disciplined through lunchtime here and not throw away these profits.
We took more Nicola there long, and good little call out there, Brendan. I do like it. Through that, I wish I wasn't paying attention, but it would have been a better trade through 40, but whatever. We'll take 80s here, hoping Nicola can go back upside. Nicola's been good for me today, guys, so we drop our jaw there for Nicola. We do like that one. Still moving up, down, and around. And what up to, yeah, Wheelhouse. Thank you so much, Wheelhouse, for this one day. Abbott, yeah, sure, Microsoft, bang that. I mean, Microsoft right now is a huge winner, guys. Alibaba, good for you on that one. Apple for a green day. Absolutely love the show. We absolutely love our viewers, and no wonder why. Guys, Microsoft, there it goes, guys. Wow, 207.90. We took this long on that break not even too long ago. We told you whenever we're into Microsoft, generally is a good one. Putting a little pressure on myself there. But we'll wait to see here, guys, if it does break through 208. What a big win we have there on Microsoft. So we popped the wheelie off. You guys want 50 cents. There it is, like it was easy for me. And then Snapchat as well, back to the upside one more time. Let's just keep running this thing upside here. We did dump off a little bit at 17 when it came back to the downside, but we're in long. I mean, this is what we've got right now. AstraZeneca, nothing really going on there. We'll wait on that one. Microsoft, 44-penny winner on board right now. Nicola, we've averaged in. Let's wait to see what happens there. And then Snapchat, a big 10 pennies. What up, Beep?
I'll add another one to that list, guys. AIM Immunotech, another day high here on decent volume still. So we got to, what was that? 375, it looks like 385. Just took that top off. We're up to $4 now. Volume still coming into AIM as well, guys.
Hey, welcome to membership land, Tom Anthony. I think we've seen you on the chat before. Glad to see you are becoming a member. We appreciate all the support that we get. Certainly, as Sean mentions, we are doing this for free here for you guys. So if you want that to stand out in the chat, it's a little bit easier for us to answer the questions. It does move rather rapidly. Get some custom emojis. Certainly a lot of fun there. Ethel, speaking of the chat here, I know a lot of people, you're listening to the show, you're watching the show, the chat's moving fast, you're trying to put your own trades on. Do you try to engage in the community in that way by asking questions or throwing some stuff on the chat from time to time, or you find it a bit too much? I know personally, I think the community is a fantastic thing to run some ideas and trials and tribulations past each other. But what's your approach there? Do you ever use that chat?
Of course, all the time. Like, the community is amazing. I was the one who suggested the animation for Valeria as Wonder Woman. And yeah, all the people are just giving feedback, giving advice, or just asking questions. You guys are answering their questions, my questions. So I think the community is like, very, very important. For example, I am doing this by myself here in Guatemala, but I feel like I am part of something else, and I feel like I am not alone in this world. Even though I am starting, there are people that are starting at the same time as I am, and there are people like you guys who have a lot of experience, and then can be like my mentors, honestly. And not only you, but all the people in the chat are very, very supporting of this learning process. So I really love it.
Thank you for those kind words, obviously, and you know, we love these suggestions for graphics. Our team, they're very good at putting these together. You see the fun ones that are there. I just want to thank you for that. You know, the kind words. We believe the same thing about that community. None of you guys are alone. This is what we do the show for. You can always ask us questions, whether it's going to be in Twitter, whether it's going to be in the chat, you know, or whether you just sort of throw it in the comments section. But we got to get back to Brendan.
I just comment last picture of Sean on Instagram.
What was that? Oh, you discovered a new picture of me? Okay, we'll get to that in a minute.
No, the last one.
Oh, the last one. Okay, okay, we'll talk about that in a minute, Ethel. But right now, AstraZeneca to the downside, another 57-cent winner for your boy. So we bullseye that one. What up?
Twilio, guys, huge move today, 9% for TWLO. Just popped up on a volume scanner here. Was Cohen with price target increase on Twilio today. Very steady march to the upside, 238 to 258 for Twilio today as well, guys.
Okay, here we go. Superman is in the building. Look at Microsoft, guys. 207.50 all the way upside, guys. This was only taken at 11.25. So 25 minutes later, Microsoft goes, and look when we tweeted that out. I mean, I know we were talking all about the community, but what about this community, guys? We talked about going long Microsoft right here, well ahead of this move. If you just follow me on Twitter, you'll get these all day, every day. So every day the market's open. Let's just keep going. Snapchat. Days high again. Microsoft, 85-cent winner. So what about that, Jarhead? There we go, going through the roof. Our net right now, highest spot it's been at all day. Let's just keep going up on Softy. What a win, guys.
Just having a look at JMIA, I see some people talking about this. It just made a top-end break through about 865 or so. The volume, that's going to be the only thing I hold against this name. It's done 3.7 million shares, but without that spike that we just saw, it is starting to taper off a little bit. But as Brendan just noted, we just hit 60,000 subs? I think we did, so I'm going to pop the confetti. Thank you guys so much for getting us to that mark. It was fun when we got to 50,000, bigger and better. I can't wait till we get to 100. I'm not sure how we're going to top getting to 50, but believe me, we will do that. When we get to 100,000, we'll do something special for you there. Let us know. Drop a suggestion. What do you think we should do? Pop some champagne at 50? What do we do at 100,000? I don't know how you get any better than that. But thank you for giving us that note, Brennan. JMIA, I'd be looking at, you know, essentially trying to roll over at this point. For me, I'll be looking for shorts at some point on this stock. I'm hoping this move actually fails immediately and gives me an 850 consolidation to jump into the short, similar to what we just did in IBIO for a win. Of course, we got about 50 pennies on that one. It ends up being a perfect out. Sometimes you pick an even number like that. It is what it is. You grab the 50-cent win and it turns on a dime there. I wasn't going to go long until it consolidated at 6 even. I'll still maintain that if it drops any further. And I still like that 725 long. But a win is a win. We'll take it. We gave that one to you a little bit earlier on the retrace. But it wasn't on my radar until you guys in the community kept talking about IBIO, and Brendan mentioned it as well. So thank you for that. Got a nice little win there.
Yeah, good look on the community there for sure. AstraZeneca, 62 cents now in the money, and Microsoft still ripping and roaring, so that's a great trade there. Nikola out a little bit here. Obviously, it's fading back down. We're going to go longer again if it breaks 39.42. Nikola still top stock here for us today. We did give some back, obviously, on that move down. We'll wait to see if it breaks through 39, and then we'll know we're wrong. But let's see if Nikola can get going back to the upside again there. Ed, what's for lunch over there? What is that, Ed? Chicken breast, boo. The weakest of the chicken. There we go. Okay, Nikola upside right now. We take that long. Thanks for that disappointing news, Ed. Now we'll go long 39.42 here on Nikola. Let's see what kind of damage this has to the upside, guys.
Yeah, just reloaded an HTBX here. It was giving you that pullback consolidation. It was a 325 break. Then comes back into that opening range high about 320. Once it retook that, we threw our bid in there and got some more shares on. I think we can be comfortably holding this one. I was going to give it to 310, but now that we've loaded some more in and it's holding the high, we'll give it to maybe 315. It's that time of day. You don't want to give too much away there. TNXP, which, you know, for me is close to our top stock. It's actually still going to be NIO, and we'll need to get back to that one at some point, even though I find when we make money, Sean, on NIO, sorry, in the morning, right off that first half an hour. Sometimes it's best to stay away from it till the afternoon. I'm going to stick with that, at least for the short term. But TNXP was a great long at 103. It's now a short for me in front of 125. We're starting to break VWAP here. We'll see if we can't take another win. We already had a 15-20% return. We'll see if we can put 10-15% in our pocket. And I'm going to go long in front of $1. I like defending that price on positive news. So TNXP, whoever gets there, I'll reverse to the long side.
And ding, there it is. It's another banger for you guys there, Ethel and Neil. Nice little move up on Snapchat. We continue to make new highs here. We are not negative on anything today besides Facebook, so we always say that one. Look at Microsoft moving to the day's high again, guys. How about this one? A nice little dollar win there. We talked about why you need to follow us. There's just another reason. Thank you to that. OJ, you gave a nice super chat in the morning, and I said Microsoft long through 205 and change. There we go, up $3 right there. Hope you still have that one, OJOVO right there, still going long side. So AZN, Ethel, 50-cent winner right there, on board. Microsoft, 90-cent winner, on board right there. Luckin, Nicola, 15-cent winner, on board. And then Snapchat at the day's high right now with yet again another big win. This is 20+ cents here on Snapchat. The fun just keeps on going. And now we are at the high of our day. I do like what you said, though, there, Ethel.
Fruit salad?
Yep, go ahead.
Fruit salad time?
You want the fruit salad? Hells yeah, why not? It is fruit salad time. Ethel wants fruit salad, so we'll pull it out. Anything for our dear viewers. Today's fruit salad, though, Ethel, here we go, we'll look at this way. Sponsored to you by grapes once again. For some reason, I think our caterer is loving the grapes. We do have some nice strawberries in there with some honeydew melons. So I'll ask you the obvious question, Ethel. A, do you have fruit salad there with you? I'm sure it's plentiful down south. And B, what is your favorite fruit, if not?
Mango, and I had one ready for you, but it's like in the other table, and I forgot.
That is like you called for the fruit salad, and you got it. So there we go. Yeah, Superman's back in the building as well on this Snapchat trade. Didn't mean to cut you off, but I got to get back into here. We have too many winners, too much money to be talking about fruit salad, but thank you so much for that. And the fruit salad continues to be popular, ladies and gentlemen. If you want, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get a few more subscribers back through. Nicola out there at 50 off of a 30 long.
Yeah, I'm just going to give you guys an update here. That HTBX breakout and then pullback trade, reloaded some here at 321. I'm going to target some of these shares out in front of 40, 45, and then 50. Try to hold through a 350 break, maybe add a little bit at that price. I like these breakouts going into the afternoon, just worth jumping into the higher time frame. You know, there's not going to be any levels up here. This is why I will be randomly picking that 350, the next side up. And that's what you have to do. If I go to the daily chart and I find some obvious resistance, you can get out in front of that. But barring that kind of a situation, you are just going to look to see if you can't take it out on the way up. That's why you'll see multiple exits and sometimes entries on pullbacks, which for me will be down around 320. If we get a pull into there, we'll take it. Otherwise, we'll just roll with the win that we got. TNXP continues to work to the downside for us, but with only 7 minutes to go, I do want to jump back to a couple of names that we've sort of neglected to look at, sort of maybe for opportunities in the afternoon. Our last exit in NEO was in front of the high of the day. It got 3 legs out here in front of 1245. 1247 is the top. 1250 will be a break long for me. If we test one more time and roll over shy of this 1243 or 42 half that got put in here, I'll probably jump into a bit of a short position in front of that high of day, but it is a 1250 break that I really, really like at some point in the afternoon. If it ever defends that 12, maybe we'd look at a long there, but I'm very likely to be shorting through this 1185. So if 1185 breaks, we'll be dropping a short in there. Otherwise, we can maybe short in front of that high day 1250. It's been a 1250 break. I still have that order ready to go. If we get it in NIO, we find at this time of day you have to make sure that you're staying disciplined. Only take those best setups that you have. So we got the nice win on HTBX. We got the nice win on TNXP. Remains to be seen what happens with AAL. Very, very sleepy trade. It broke 1150. I got one leg out when it tested 10 cents lower. It's doing nothing for me since then. I might have to take this one off out of sheer boredom. But it hasn't been a boring morning for us. There's been lots of fantastic wins here. Ethel, you've been a fantastic guest. And I'm going to do, before I throw to Brent, I'm going to give a bit of a call out here. I've seen you ladies in the chat. Some of you are members of the show. Ethel, thank you very much for braving it and coming on here. But we have not had enough representation. Let's see a few more. Just email us if you want to be a guest trader of the day. Like Ethel, you can do an awesome job enhancing the community. But now let's go to Brennan.
All right, guys, just checking on one more here. Canon here, another earnings name from this morning, gapping up significantly on the day. We'll shift over to a chart here so I can show you. Yeah, 12.5% just took out day highs for CAN. Decent volume spike on that news they reported in the pre-market, guys.
Yeah, okay, and thank you so much, Daryl. I mean, Daryl, you, I don't have to say any more kind words about Daryl, but thank you so much once again for that super chat and for that 60K. Daryl, you did a fantastic job on our show. Thank you so much for the guest trader. And once again, guys, thank you for that support. $32.99 is the price of the best item that we have. If you guys can show this over here, we'll do that. Trader TV Live. It's a hoodie. It is damn comfortable, and I must say that myself, big time there. And for 32 bucks, actually pretty good international shipping all over the place as well. And thank you so much, Ron Redmond. You want to see? Forget about me flossing. You basically want to see Neil floss at 100K. Maybe that can go down. We'll see about that. But right now, guys, thank you for all the love and all the support. And I did want to thank you, Ethel, as well, as we are coming up to 12 o'clock when the show is closed. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We still have that futures. Oh, I just passed it. Hold on a second, guys. Don't go off me here. Futures coming up right now. Valeria's dropping that link. We do have trading futures. If that's something that you're looking at, margin, there's a few different benefits and negatives about trading futures. What you want to look at, what are some of the trading strategies there? So have a look at that coming up right now. Valeria dropping that link. What up, B?
All right, guys, a couple minutes to go here. 4, in fact. Lots of stuff as far as earnings to talk about. We're in the thick of it when it comes to earnings, guys. So this week going to be a very busy one. Let's have a look at what is coming up after market tonight and or before the open tomorrow. We'll throw the board up here and have a look at a whole bunch of names, guys.
Okay. Coca-Cola, obviously we saw a big beat last week from PepsiCo. That was on the snack business. Coke is not the same, so I'm expecting Coke downside. Lockheed Martin, always a fun one. Anything for you, Neil?
I mean, you sort of said it there. I'm going to be certainly looking at Coke. Lockheed Martin, nah, I don't know if it's going to be interesting for me. I don't know that I've ever traded it. We've looked at it earnings before, never executed. Novartis, I'm probably going to be paying attention to simply because we've been tracking the space and there's been lots of good volatility there. I think the theme for me this week is going to be continuing to jump into the electric space and some of these COVID-related names. You've seen the moves that we were able to catch here, AstraZeneca, Moderna, and Neo. And if there's one mistake I want to try to avoid, it's if you have your best stocks on a Monday, is to sort of jump into a bunch of new things the following day. So I'm not going to chase necessarily a lot of earnings. I know we have some really big boys coming up later in the week that for sure you have to jump into, of course, led by Tesla coming up on Tuesday. But I'm going to stick with the electric car space. It's just been so good to us, and definitely those COVID-19 vaccine names as well. Ethel, thank you so much for coming on. You've done an absolutely fantastic job. I want to reiterate, make sure you enjoy your Lewis Daniels watch when you do get it. I got mine on right here. That'll be coming in the mail to you. I want to thank them for sponsoring all of our guest appearances for this month and next. So do enjoy that. Any final words? A big thank you from us here, but any final words before we get out of here?
Yeah, just one very important thing for anyone out there starting, just make sure that the account that you set up for beginning is being set up with money that you don't need for your daily living expenses, meaning that your living expenses are completely covered, and then you take this money aside, meaning that if you unfortunately lose it, your family will not be out of a roof or out of food. That for me, I think I haven't heard anyone say that, but this is one decision that I made when I started. And this is something that I want to say to everyone else that is starting or that is looking to start an account.
All right.
Absolutely fantastic words. I definitely want to thank you for that. And these guys, and you're going to end with this shot because we talked about Hydration Nation. I'm going to go down the line here. One of our crew actually joining in on that party. And a little wave to add. We have a couple of traders back on the floor here, which is exciting for us. We're doing the distancing, but we have a couple of guys that are going to be back. So you might see them from time to time, and hopefully at some point we can expand it. But down the line, Valeria doing a fantastic job. As always, got to get that Bieber heart in.
What about National Day?
Oh my goodness, did I forget National Day?
Yeah.
My bad. We got to get National Day, even though this one seems a bit ridiculous to me.
August, yes, just a quick shout out to our trading family that we reached 60,000 of subscribers. Guys, thank you very much. We are like welcome every one of you, and we promise so that we will do something very fun when we reach 100,000 of subscribers. Shout out to Daryl and shout out to Athal. Thank you very much, guys, for all of your support. And as usual, I'm saying what national day is today. So today is the National Moon Day.
Moon Day, well, that's maybe why space is coming back down, but we'll see on that one. But I did want to, guys, quickly, we just got out of our Microsoft for a $1 winner. We lined those pins up and knocked those down. And also, guys, $1 right now on right here for AstraZeneca. $1 in the money right now. We're going to get this out, hopefully at 58 for a $2 winner. The fun doesn't stop, even though our show does. Check this out. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. And don't worry, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. What up?
National Moon Day, a little bit ridiculous to me. It is what it is. We try to have fun with these. Maybe like we're to the moon with some of these stocks here. We're still going to be watching now through 1250. I do have a few positions on. Keep following us throughout the day. The market does not stop. We will tweet out any updates we have on our positions, anything new that we do take. But I'm watching 1250 on NEO to round out the end of the show. Hydration Nation is in effect. We already gave Valeria. Well, let's jump right back to her down that line because we need to restart the end of the show here. So right back down the line, starting with Valeria doing a fantastic job on social. Thank you so much for getting us to 60,000. And right back at her with the heart. Sean doing a great job with the Hydration Nation, and he's showing off, and you can't see it on that shot, but he's got the sweet sweater, the hoodie that you got. Yep. I know mine is coming eventually. I can't wait to get it. It's one of the better products that we do have there. Brennan is always giving us all of the fantastic news, including IBIO, which was not on my radar.
Thanks, Ethel.
As always, guys, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, Ethel.